Welcome to another St. Pete by Night revamped production. The following is rated for mature audiences and may contain graphic themes that will be distressing to some viewers. As always, we recommend you ensure the safety and well-being of yourself and those around you at all times. Viewer discretion is advised.
In the heart of night, we rise from shadows, howling at the moon, igniting our battles, cleansing Gaia of an endless bite, until our final days we will fight. Thanks, man, we stand united as one. Evil spirits lurking with horror and dread. Little light leads us from the grave dead tread. Glory and honor, wisdom in our hand. Together we rise, take our final stand. Everywhere we run, the wind is at our back. All the one forces we will track. From the depths of the ocean to the clouds in the sky, vampires tremble as we learn to fight. Rage across Tampa, in this fight we'll stay. Evil spirits lurking with horror and dread. Little light leads us where the brave dare tread. Glory and honor, wisdom in our hand. Together we rise, take our final stand. Rage across Tampa, in this fight we'll stay. Everywhere with the pack, let the night be our guide. In battles of honor, we shall never hide. Rock will never hide.
Good evening and welcome to the St. Pete by Night Entertainment Network, where we play St. Petersburg by Night, a massive multiplayer 5th edition World of Darkness chronicle set in the city of St. Petersburg, Florida. My name is Kent, also known as Kent on all social media. I am the lead storyteller of St. Petersburg by Night. And tonight is Friday night, and you know what that means. It's time for Hounds, our second Werewolf the Apocalypse chronicle set in the city of Tampa, across the little body of water known as the Tampa Bay from St. Petersburg, and it's where a group of young guru have arrived as reinforcements of sorts to the Sept of the Evening Star all the way from Hell, Michigan. And they have been put through the paces as of late under the training tutelage of one Charles Albrecht, the warder of the Sept. But that tutelage has come to a head, as now it's time for a pop quiz. And this pack has woken up on a ship in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico, where they have just been informed that 5 very hungry vampires await them, and they must survive this ship in order to move on to the next phase of tutelage and training. But before we get to all that, if you enjoy what you've seen so far in Hellhounds and in St. Pete by Night, you should go follow us on all of that social media you see down below in the description, and come join our community by following that Discord link you see down below, because you could join our community of 200 plus members, where we have tons of amazing discussions and activities that you could be a part of. And who knows, maybe you get to take part in some of the one-shots that we offer on a regular basis in our community, because we'd love to have you join our numbers and join our ever-growing community. So come on down to St. Pete by Night and become a part of our incredible community. But enough of the sales pitch. Let's get to talking to our amazing players and introducing them and getting this show on. Players, go ahead and introduce yourselves, if you please.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jay. I'll be playing the deadbeat Bonar Rune.
Hi everyone, I'm Nikki, and I will be playing Delphine Ruin Speaker, the Silent Strider Theurge.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ben, and I'll be playing Raymond Gorn, Ghost Council Philodox.
Hello there. My name is Katie, and I will be playing Aurora Rory Woods, the Bone Gnar Galliard.
Hey everyone, I am Lilith and I'll be playing Juniper, the Ragabash Black Fury.
So, players, as mentioned at the end of last session, you wake up in a haze. Last thing you remember, you went to sleep, comfortable in your beds, in your home, in suburban Tampa. Now, your home, well, you could say it's comfortable, although it's really just a run-down 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom home in a rough part of a neighborhood in Tampa. But when you wake up, your head pounding, your vision blurry, you find yourself in a shipping container, flat on your back, against a hard metal floor. Dark, pitch black. You're awakened to the sound of static coming from a walkie-talkie. And that static breaks with the sound of a voice almost out of a nightmare. Probably a nightmare you've been having for the past week or so. The voice of your warder, or your torturer, your teacher, Charles Albrecht. It's time for your examination. There are 5 leeches aboard this ship. They have not eaten in 3 days. Your job is to dispatch of them. Let's see what you've learned.
Delphine lifts her head up off the cold metal floor and looks around towards the source of the sound. I'm assuming she'll see, is it like, are we able to see? Are we like in one of the containers? So is there any light at all?
It's very, very dark. You can possibly see the little green light on top of the walkie-talkie over in the corner, but otherwise it is pretty much pitch black in the container. So there's an ambient light coming off of it, which might provide just enough light for your eyes to adjust to see maybe the outlines of your fellow pack members within the container, but otherwise it's pretty much pitch black in here.
Rory, Juniper, are you there?
Rory will sit up and mutter a few swears under her breath. Yeah, I'm here.
Juniper? Fuck. And she'll start fumbling around, trying to feel for everyone's like bodies, trying to see who is like who she can like is closest to her that she can reach out to.
As you're fumbling around, you feel Rory almost immediately to your right, hearing her voice close by. As you pat around to your left, you then feel your hand fall upon Raymond. Then, reaching out in front of you, there's a bit of empty space. This is a rather large shipping container. But as you continue to fumble forward, eventually you feel yourself hit a big, thick foot, bare foot, that can only be one person. Deadbeat. Based off of this information you've gathered so far, it's quite likely Juniper's in here somewhere. It'd be surprising if she wasn't.
Delphine will stick to where she's at, hoping that Juniper's just still knocked out and not hurt in any way. And she'll turn towards where she felt Ray. He put us in a Saw movie.
What? No.
This is literally how most of the Saw movies start.
Keep your voices down. My head. Fuck, my head.
Guys, we're not in the house.
No shit, we're not in the house. Keep your voice down.
Yeah.
Please.
With hangovers killing me, man. I didn't think I drank that much last night. You think we could take a nap before any of this shit goes down? Or you think we have to get up immediately?
I don't think we have time for a nap.
Man.
Yeah.
Fuck, what's that over there? Is that like... Where's that light coming from?
I'll sit up and reach behind me, feel the wall if it's right there.
Yeah, you can feel the thick, like steel wall.
I'll use it to help me get up a little bit and stand up in the container, and blinking a little bit and coming to the realization that it is absolutely pitch black in here. I will activate my Eyes of the Owl.
Calling upon the gifts of the owl, your vision quickly clears, and you can make out the features, and you do know that you are inside of a shipping container. Now, it's not extremely big, probably about 15 feet long, about 8 feet wide. A typical large freight shipping container. There is a big hinged door down at one end, flat wall down at the other. You can see the walkie-talkie still on over in one corner. You can make out the features of your fellow packmates around you. Everyone's accounted for nearby. The only one that's missing is Stakes, who is not present with you in the shipping container currently.
Is there anything else other than me and everyone else here and the walkie-talkie? Is there any random things hanging out in the storage container?
No.
Okay. The storage container appears to be empty except for us and that walkie-talkie. Nothing else in here. I know which side the door's on. It's over there, over to our right.
Delphine will actually go towards the source of the light. She's going to find the wall first and use that as a means to navigate so she doesn't trip on anyone.
Roll me a dexterity and awareness. However, since you do not have Eyes of the Owl, it is going to be at a -2.
I have a quick question for you, storyteller.
Sure.
Do you want us to roll to see how we're doing coming off the effects of however we got here?
The effects actually wear off extremely quickly. This was a mild sedative. And with your werewolf healing capabilities, it wears off almost immediately. You've been out for a while, so it's going off pretty quickly.
Okie dokie.
I got 2 successes.
You don't fall over, but I would definitely assume there's a couple of kicks in the side of your fellow packmates as you're stumbling past them. It's not extremely agile, so Deadbeat, you get a little bit of a kick in the side from Delphine, and Juniper, you get a step on the hand from Delphine as she is stumbling her way over.
Ow,
Sorry.
fuck, watch where you're going.
Sorry, I can't see shit.
Well, why are you just trying to walk around?
I need to get the walkie-talkie.
Okay, but like find the fucking wall and go along the wall. Jesus. Not on my hand.
I'm sorry.
Rory, hearing that Ray can see, she's going to turn into the direction of his voice, and she's going to sign. Do you know sign language?
No, I do not.
And if he doesn't respond, she's going to be like, well, there goes that.
Ray, could you open the door so we can let some light in?
I can, but I don't know how much noise it's going to make if I open the door.
More than the noise we're already making right now? I'm pretty sure if they knew that we were here, they would already, like, come in here and kill us. Oh, man.
Almost as if on cue, you hear a large thud on top of the container.
I'm not opening the door now.
Have I reached the walkie-talkie?
Yes.
I'm going to pick it up and fumble for the switch to talk through it. Can we at least know what time it is?
It's pretty safe to assume it's nighttime.
If we fail, have one of the Theurges look up in the city, and she'll set it down. She'll set it back down.
You think if we just stay in here, they'll just leave us alone?
No, they've been starved for 3 days. They're not going to leave us alone.
They'll find a way to get in, and we'll also fail. And I don't know which is worse, having to go to Charles with failure or getting ripped apart by leeches.
I mean, they both sound like a death warrant.
Okay, I think you're giving Charles way too much credit here. I don't think we're gonna die. Just having to go to Charles with our heads or with our tails between our legs, like, fuck.
Well, then we better do a good job on this exam and kill all these leeches.
Well, you go first then. If you're so confident, you're so scared of Charles, why don't you step out first? I'm sure nothing's just standing above the door waiting to chop your head off.
No.
Instead of bickering, can we at least come up with a plan? Act like a team for once?
We should let it come in here.
But we can't see.
Neither can it, maybe?
Don't they
Ray
live in the
can.
night?
Maybe once Ray opens the door enough, it can get some light in. We can try sticking to the shadows as much as possible. And jump it?
I mean, that's hoping that there's any light outside when I open the door. But I can't open the door and see if I hear anything. See if I hear movement, spot anything from the open door. And then we can move together out.
Well, it just jumped on top of the, crate here. It probably just waiting for us to step outside.
And also probably just listening to everything that we're saying right now.
And if they're starving, how smart are they when they're starving?
How smart are you when you're starving?
I mean, is that really the same, though?
Listening to them all go back and forth, Rory's gonna turn into the direction that Juniper's voice came from. Juniper, you remember that hunt we went on?
Yeah. What about it?
I'm thinking maybe something similar to that.
I see what you're saying. It's a little bit different though, because they won't be running away.
Yeah, but if we can get one of them to chase one of us, can give the rest of the team a chance to jump them.
Yeah.
The walkie-talkie clicks on again. And Charles' voice comes through. Use all of the tools at your disposal as you move through the ship. Many opportunities will present themselves, and if you ignore them, you will only be handicapping yourself.
I have an idea. I can help whoever opens the door open it silently. And what if we have Charles, we tell him to just speak through it in 2 minutes, and they'll follow the sound of the voice after we throw it out.
You think Charles is gonna help us?
It's a tool.
Well, I don't want to use that tool. Fuck him. In fact, think about how much time it must took him to set this shit up instead of doing other shit. What the fuck? Why wasting time doing all this instead of, killing these things and doing more work?
Ray,
I mean, it's not a bad plan. The less noise we can make when opening the door is good. I can open the door and see if, like I said, if I can hear anything. We can, but does your ability let you silent the throwing of the walkie-talkie? Because the leeches will hear that if we throw it.
it's it's within 30 feet. Every sound I make is silent, but every sound around me is muted.
Delphine, why not use that fancy trick you used on the last mission we had to get us out of here?
Can they see in? Can they go in? I don't know.
I mean, we could use that to be able to escape from at least here, the Connex, the shipping container, and leave.
We'll be
and
nude.
Just get out of here. Yeah, but I mean, what little clothes we have on doesn't really matter at this point.
Ray, as you're looking at your companions, you do realize that everyone is dressed however they are dressed when they go to sleep. That being said, why doesn't everyone describe what their typical sleeping attire is? Ray, we'll start with you, and then we'll move down the line to Deadbeat, Delphine, Juniper, and Rory last.
All I'm wearing is a gray shirt and black boxer briefs. That's all I have on.
For Deadbeat, I'm not wearing a shirt at all, so it fully shows off these what look like tribal-looking tattoos on one of my arms. Clearly, the one doesn't look like to be the best of quality, but still decent enough. I'm wearing these pajama shorts. It's a little too overheated the night, and I'm not wearing any socks or shoes. Just only wearing shorts, pretty much.
Delphine is fully covered in a long sleeve sweater with flannel PJ bottoms and thick cabin socks.
Juniper is wearing just a gray t-shirt and some blue capri leggings. No socks or anything like that.
Rory is wearing a t-shirt that's like 2 or 3 sizes too big. It's probably a dress on her at this point. And she would have like a sports bra and like boy shorts on underneath it. And her hair would have been tied up in a loose braid to keep it from going all over the place while she sleeps.
So we can either use your one trick to make everything silent while we open the door and leave that way, investigate, or we can try what we did last time and step through to the other side and try to maneuver the ship that way.
I say we do the silence trick.
Okay. I will go stand by the door, and whenever you're ready, I will open it and see what I can spot.
I'm gonna fumble my way towards his voice, and once I've gotten to that side of the container, I'm going to activate Whispered Passage.
Okay, go ahead and describe what Whispered Passage does and what the rolls and cost are for it.
So, Whispered Passage costs a willpower, uses my Wisdom Renown, and any natural noise that is made by the werewolf becomes undetectable, and sounds in a 10-meter radius are muted. Detecting the gift's user by sound alone becomes impossible, and any attempts to notice sounds made by anyone within the area of effect suffers a penalty equal to the wisdom of the user. And this gift can be used 2.
Okay. So go ahead and spend the willpower. And who gives you this gift? What spirit?
It is a cat spirit.
Okay. So as you call upon the cat spirit, asking for their blessing, you summon this gift, attempting to mute and silence or quiet the sounds around you. Everything dulls and grows quiet in the surrounding area. Ray, as you maneuver the lock on the door, at first it sounds like it's going to make a grinding, scraping sound, but as you do so, it still does make a little bit of noise, but it's a lot quieter than you expected it to be. Pulling back the lock, eventually the door releases. And as you push it open, the crack around the door does reveal a little bit of light, but it doesn't appear to be any kind of electronic light. Instead, it appears to be a very, very, very dull, natural glow. Kind of like moonlight or starlight. As you push the door open, roll me a wits and awareness.
Is this site-based?
Yes.
Six successes.
Fantastic. So, the source of the light appears to be coming from a large gaping hole in the side of the ship, because you find yourself in the hull of a boat. You are in a massive room in the hull of a large ship. There is a gaping hole in the side of the ship. The light is from the stars and moon outside of the ship, and it's streaming in through the hole towards the door of the container. The rest of the room is pitch black otherwise. But this ambient light from outside is providing just enough to give you a vague idea of the rest of the room. There is some other containers in the area, but for the most part, the rest of the room is rather cavernous. What you can make out is a lot of stains on the ground. Rusted, old, brown stains. Quite likely old blood stains that have dried on the ground. At the moment, you can't make out any other figures moving in the area. Roll me a dexterity and stealth roll as well. Now I will give you a +2 dice bonus based off of her gift to benefit you, considering that the sound is muted.
Three successes.
Okay. There doesn't appear to be any other movement. Currently, you seem to be undetected.
I'll lean over close to Delphine so I can whisper in a quieter voice. It doesn't appear to be anyone around from what I can see.
Delphine, you can't hear anything.
I will look and be like, oh, yeah. Cool. I will do my best to mime. It's like, I don't see anything. Because you guys don't know tactical fucking hand signs.
Isn't it also incredibly dark, so it's hard for any of us to see?
Yes, god damn it.
The ambient light streaming in through the doorway does make things a lot more visible for everyone, though, because this does bring more light into the container, which does help the night vision of all of you significantly.
When Ray is signaling, Rory is going to signal back in like a weird way, probably more sign language rather than tactical signs. Like, next move. And then like draw a question mark. Like,
Delphine looks at the walkie-talkie, and she's going to walk it over to Juniper and hand it to him. And she is going, or hand it to her, sorry. And then she is going to look at Ray, and she's gonna touch her own chest, and then she's gonna like mime that she's going to sneak a little further so that they can communicate. And I will, if anything, I will make myself bait in this moment, and I will start sneaking further away from them towards the other side of the room that's still within the light.
Before you sneak fully out, I'm going to grab your shoulder. And I will point at Deadbeat and try to mime to go with her.
I'm looking at all this, whatever the hell is going on, this like charade game. I'm just like, what the fuck? Just mouthing out what the fuck as I'm just looking around, and I see you pointing at least towards Delphine, and I just give a confused nod as I just get up and just, creep along towards her, just kind of standing nearby. I'm actually gonna at this point shift into my Glabro form.
Okay, go ahead and make the rage check.
I'm actually going to do the same. I passed.
I got a 7. I passed.
As seeing the others start turning into their forms, I will also do the same.
As you start shifting into your forms, the container seems to be growing a little bit more cramped as you grow taller and broader. It's still a big container, so there's definitely room to move about, but your form's growing takes up a bit more space.
Delphine will hold her hand out to Deadbeat so that way they can stick together as they're sneaking.
I look to you offering your hand. I look disgusted for a second. I let a little groan, like sigh. My shoulders a little bit, and I grab your hand.
She's just gonna roll her eyes and shake it.
As they're leaving the container, Rory's gonna start stripping and then go into her hispo.
As they leave as well, I'm gonna turn into Gabro.
Okay, make the rage checks.
I'm good.
With all the shifting that's going on, as everyone's changing forms and moving about, suddenly the container gets slammed against, shaking and shifting over, scooting against the ground with a large, just grinding noise as it shifts on the floor. The door to the container, are you holding it still, Ray?
Yeah.
Okay. It goes to pull open, but if you're holding it still, it doesn't fly open. You can keep it held closed as the container spins away from the opening, turning it towards the darkness.
Do I see anything in that new darkness?
No.
Even with my eyes the owl?
Yeah. I mean, you can see the other side of the room, but it's still just more of the empty room. But now you can feel the container being pulled towards the opening in the side of the ship.
As soon as I feel that,
I was gonna say, so they're on so they're pulling from a complete other doorway, right?
They're on the outside of the container, pulling the container towards the gap in the side of the ship, as if they're gonna dump the container out the side of the ship.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like they're like right outside the door, like pulling it from the door, more like from the side.
Yeah, outside the sides of the container, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna skedaddle on out of here.
Now consider that you're all probably 200 to 300 pounds apiece, plus the container, which is probably 1,000 pounds or more, and they are pulling it on their own with no issue.
Delphine will look at Deadbeat, make a sneaking motion, and then punching motion as she pulls him out towards the opening because she does not want to stay in here anymore.
Yep, I'm gonna follow behind, sneak out with you.
I will let go of the door and go, because now that we're exposed to darkness, and I'm sure the light is a lot less, I will go and grab Juniper and Rory and kind of help lead them out towards the exit in a rushed manner.
Storyteller, I have a quick question.
Uh-huh.
Would this motion, by any chance, be potentially setting us off balance in any way, or no?
Definitely.
Then can I spend a willpower and activate cat feet?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so tell me exactly what your plan is here. Is your plan all to kind of go out through the door, then?
I intend to try to sneak my way out through the door into the darkness.
Okay. Everyone's trying to bail out from the container into the darkness as best as possible. Okay.
Correct.
Yes.
Then I would like a dexterity and stealth from everyone. This is going to be a group check. Since you are all bailing out at the same time, I will be taking the average of all of you to determine how well this goes.
Do I get my favor as a silent strider?
Yes.
Do we still have the negative from the shift change, or is that...
I will say you accurately shifted, as it would take some time for them to knock the container and pull it. So you have completed the transition, and now you can make the change. However, some of you, at least one of you, has a negative to stealth, I believe. Hispo, as you are in a large wolf form, that hurts your stealth.
Does Delphine Gift give us a bonus at all?
The silence does give you a bonus, yes. So actually the negative would go away for your stealth there, Hispo, Rory.
So we get a 2 dice
So
And the
bonus.
would I
rest of you
still
get a
get
2
the...
dice
Yeah,
bonus. Your negative goes away, Rory.
Okay.
So you don't get a bonus, but
So
your
it's
negative
just
goes
a
away.
straight roll.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, because I was reading and I was very confused. Okay, so straight roll. Got it.
Yep.
I got 4 successes.
Okay.
I had a 9 dice pool for this, and I only got 3.
I got a 7 with a crit.
Okay.
I got a 3 as well.
I also got a 3.
Okay. So. As you step out of the container, pushing the door open, you do so in time to make your way out into the room, ducking into a series of boxes and crates on the other side of the room. As you watch the large shipping container you came in get shoved out through the hole in the wall and go dropping into the water down below. In the room in front of you stand 2 seemingly regular humans. One of them is a rather burly man, maybe in his 20s, wearing a tank top and jeans with holes in the knees and sneakers. He's got a clean-shaven head and tattoos on his arms, leather cuffs on his wrists. The other one is a young woman, 5 foot nothing, wearing flannel, booty shorts, flip-flops. Looks like she came from a day at the beach. Both of them are pale as can be. Looks like they haven't spent a day in the sun. Both of them look ravenous. And both of them are staring in the direction of the crates that you have escaped into. I will make mention, since nobody specifically said that they were picking up the walkie-talkie and taking it with them, the walkie-talkie went tumbling in. Who said they were taking?
I handed it to Juniper.
Yeah, I never put it down.
Okay, then I'll say Juniper has it. That's fine.
Okay.
Okay. So you have the walkie-talkie. That's good. Okay. The woman speaks up. Come out, wherever you are.
So how does the layout of the crates look? Like,
I would say it's two pallets stacked up with boxes. They're probably stacked up about 10 feet tall by about 15 feet wide, covering about 30 feet of an otherwise 45 feet room. There's about 5 feet in between them and 5 feet on either side.
Are they against the wall?
No. There's 5 feet gaps on either side and 5 feet in between.
The way they're stacked, are there different levels or are they all kind of uniform?
I would say they're kind of scattered. There's like maybe little
Okay.
areas in between, but otherwise it gets to about 10 feet tall.
Delphine will look to Ray and everyone else, and she'll motion to her palm and like make a slicing motion with the flat, like with the edge of her hand across the palm to indicate that she, like, maybe one of them should slice their hand, and then gestures to the rest, to the entire pack, and then points up and behind the crates, and then she'll point in the direction of the leeches to her hand again, and then like make a pouncing gesture with her hand.
The man kind of looks over towards the woman, snarls, and then looks back towards the crates, and as he does so, his eyes ignite and turn a glowing red. He then starts sniffing, and as he does so, claws extend out of his hands.
I will nod at Delphine and I'll kind of motion 2 of us to go, 3 of us go above.
Rory will motion her head up, trying to let them know that she'll take above.
As like seeing everyone motion everything, I'm just gonna, especially like this jumping thing, I just kind of shake my head and I just look to the boxes and I just do a pushing motion as I point to them, as I'm just going to give a thumbs up, and then I'm gonna point. I'm gonna point at a Ray and kind of point like in between the boxes, like a little bit right in front of the boxes, and then I'll get ready to like kind of put my hands on the boxes to get ready to push it. As I'll mouth out the word lure.
I could do that. I will thumbs up and motion, or if you guys are going to go up, I'm going to go out, and we'll see what happens.
I will hide behind one of the crates.
Okay, so there's a lot of things happening simultaneously. So why don't we have everyone declare their intentions one at a time, since it seems that we are going into combat now with our first round. Ray, it seems like you intend to be bait in this particular instance, but from what I can tell, the plan here is for Ray to lure them in, Deadbeat to push the crates on top of them. Is that my guess?
Yes, to just topple the crates on top of them to either hurt them or to at least pin them down for at least a moment to give us an opportunity.
Okay, and then what's this about going up? People going up? There were a lot of possible plans here.
If that's still the plan, then Rory will go on top and wait for Deadbeat to push the crates to pounce, in a sense, like use the falling of the crates to pounce on the other one if it doesn't work.
Okay, well, there's 2 stacks of crates, so are you pushing one of the stacks? Is that what I'm understanding?
No, I'm gonna go on the opposite one.
Okay.
So this way, when the crate falls, if the other one tries to escape, I'm gonna pounce on them.
Okay. So, Ray, as you step forward, the 2 leeches look towards you, unmoving. And the woman speaks up. Where's your friends?
Don't worry about them. I'm here.
Is that right?
Let's go.
The man steps forward. I like a challenge. And he starts to move in to engage. The woman stays back.
As he moves to engage, I'm gonna... Can I howl at the moon while I'm shifting, or is that two separate things I can do?
That would be two separate actions. You can howl at the moon. I believe howling at the moon is a free action that you can do. Shifting would be a 2 dice penalty action. But you can also take an action on top of that. So if you want to howl at the moon, yes, you can do that, then shift. If you want to, yes.
Okay. Then, yeah, I will howl at the moon.
Okay, that'll give you
to
1
gain
rage.
And willpower back because I have the moon quicken. And then I will switch to Krynos.
Okay. So that'll be a 2 rage action.
I got 1, so I lose 1 rage.
Okay.
As I grow a couple more feet of my usual height, my weight redistributes a little bit. My muscles and my shoulders grow broader. The hair from the glabro just goes all the way down all across my body, and my clothes rip, and across my chest and my back is just full of scars, claw marks and bite marks all across the back and the front, and up to my shoulders as well.
Okay. Are you taking any other actions?
I will go to meet him since he's coming at me.
Are you going to attack, defend? Now, keep in mind, you are in Krynos, so if you wish to do anything, you're going to either have to spend a willpower to stay in this form, or you're going to have to do damage or something.
Can I attempt to grab him and throw him back?
Yes, so make a strength and brawl.
And when I say throw back, I mean like throw to the crates so that way Deadbeat can push.
The crates are behind you, so you'd have to turn him around and push him behind you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You do like a reversal throw to the crates.
You can definitely attempt to, yes.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So, as he's doing that, Deadbeat, your intention is to push the crates on top of him.
Yes.
So I need a strength and athletics from you. Juniper, what's your intention?
Seeing this all happening and noticing that the woman had made no move to attack as well, I would like to try and sneak around this altercation and try and get behind the woman to set up for like an ambush attack of some sort. I will be waiting for Deadbeat to start pushing the crates if this all goes to plan, and while that's happening, I will plan to ambush the woman if I make a successful sneak around.
Give me a dexterity and stealth. I will say you will not get the bonus from Delphine's radius, though, because it's only 10 feet, and you're going to go outside of that 10 feet very quickly.
Okay, yep, I was just about to ask.
30 feet.
30 feet. Well, you're still going to go out of that pretty quickly to get around behind her.
I got
4 successes.
Okay.
I got 5 with a crit.
I got 6 with a crit on that one.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna actually have to roll some dice myself.
No.
Don't tell me what the crate dice pull is. I don't want to know.
So, oh, well, let's resolve everyone else's actions first. Rory, what's your intentions?
I'm still kind of waiting to see, like, what happens before the crates fall.
Okay. So do you
Before
want to hide? Do you want to...
Yeah, she's gonna climb up on the other set of crates and kind of position herself to be ready to pounce.
Okay,
Like,
give me
she's
a...
still doing that.
Give me a strength and athletics to climb on top of the crates.
Glad I'm in Hispo for that 2 dice bonus.
Yeah. Does help.
So that is 6 with a crit.
Okay. So you get up on top of those crates, no problem. And Delphine, what's your intentions?
Since I haven't seen this woman move either, that is concerning to me. And I do see that I do see that Juniper is trying to skirt around. So I would like to try to distract her by doing what I had suggested initially, which I'm gonna like slice into my hand a little bit with the end of my my claw, like my sharpened fingernails, and just like put like smear some blood on the crate to kind of just get her attention, because the scent of blood, they've been ravenous, so I'm trying to distract her with her hunger.
Okay. Delphine, I need you to roll a dexterity and athletics.
Oh boy.
As the woman is going to use celerity to attack you. But let's resolve things one at a time. Ray. With 6 successes, the gangrel is going to overpower you with his claws. As you try to grab him and throw him, he instead is going to dig his claws into your arms and force you backwards as the crates start to topple down on top of you. Both of you colliding down on top of you, except the crates seem to have no effect as they just drop, bouncing off of both of you. Not really having much effect as you are both large, and 4 successes doesn't really have much effect compared to both of your 5 and 6 successes effectively. Juniper, you successfully do sneak around in time to see her disappear from sight. Delphine, what did you get?
So it's either 1 success or a brutal result. Okay. Because I got a 1 and a 2 on my rage dice. So it's either a 1 or a 5.
Okay. So, what are your verbs and adverbs?
My adverbs are contemplatively, intuitively, and ritualistically. and my verbs are scout, deliver, and sabotage.
Yeah,
so
none
maybe
of those help you.
I'm sure maybe I'm intuitively sabotaging her.
Not in dodging.
Shit.
Sabotaging Juniper's plans, that's for sure.
There we go. I'm sabotaging my pack mate.
Okay. So she is gonna roll a willpower or spend a willpower. All right. With celerity and potence combined, she is going to slam into you, driving you back against the side wall of the ship, denting the side wall of the ship as she bites down upon your exposed, clawed open arm, doing 2 points of aggravated damage with a ragged bite, tearing open the flesh of your arm as she bites down. She now has you grappled and pinned, and her teeth sunk into your arm.
Noted. So not a Toreador.
Okay. Next round, let's declare intentions.
Since I'm technically grappled, we both have a hold of each other. I'm just gonna bite down on his head.
Okay. Yeah, then give me a strength and brawl again. Deadbeat. You have the crates pushed over. They are kind of piled on and around the two kind of grappled and brawling individuals. Oh, you gotta spend blow a willpower there too, since you did not do any damage or kill anything there, Raymond, to stay in your Krynos form.
Gotcha.
As you lost that contest.
So my attention's like kind of, as I'm looking at them, I'm like, okay, I could probably like now use an opportunity to get in there. And then I just see the blur past me. Then I look behind me to see that Delphine just got absolutely rocked in the wall as I let out a sigh as I'm going to just start running over there, and I'm going to try and tackle her off of Delphine.
Okay. So give me a strength and brawl.
Does this count for my grappling specialty?
Yes.
I'm trying to tackle her? Okay.
Absolutely. Delphine.
So, just so I'm remembering, can I heal aggravated in Glabro?
Yes, you can. It's 2 rage checks. But yes.
2 rage checks. Okay, I was like desperately trying to find it in the book just now. Okay. I would like to attempt to heal 1 point of aggravated health damage.
Yep.
Past 1, past 2. So I healed 1. Does that count as a free action or a minor action?
That is a free action.
Excellent. All right. So then, I am going to bite back.
Okay. So give me a strength and brawl.
Quickly, because did I take damage from?
Yes, you did. 1 superficial.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
We'll get to your roll. We'll get to your result in a second. Juniper, what's your intention? You see Ray tangled up with the man in front of you. On the opposite side of them, on the far wall, Delphine is tangled up with the woman, and Deadbeat is headed towards them. And Rory, the big wolf Rory, is up on top of the crates.
Before I do anything else, I remember that Charles said that there's like 5
Correct.
leeches on the boat. Can I do a wits and awareness?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. I either rolled 3 successes or a brutal. I don't know.
With 3 successes, you are able to see just the 2. You do not detect any more than that currently.
Okay.
I would say that a brutal doesn't apply in this particular case.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's a success. You can see what you see. So, there doesn't appear to be any more than that.
Okay. Okay. Well, with that,
But this is a rather large ship, and you can tell you are just in one room. This isn't even the full length of the boat of this room. This must be a rather big ship. So there's plenty of other places for the other 3 to be.
okay.
And it's unlikely Charles would have had all 3 in one room. Or all 5 in one room.
Yeah, it was more just making sure that the others weren't like in the immediate vicinity about to
Very smart.
into the
But no.
current fight. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so with that in mind, I am going to look at Ray and the leech that he is fighting as they're closer to me, because I see that Deadbeat is on his way to the woman that I was about to fight.
No, he's going to... Oh, yeah, he is going to the woman. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Yep. So I am going to turn into the direction of the crates and Ray and the man and see if I can get a hit on the leech that Ray is fighting with Raging
Okay.
Strike.
Great. Then go ahead and make the roll for Raging Strike, or the activation and the roll.
I passed.
Perfect. And then make that strength and
So-
brawl.
Sounds
And then
good.
add the additional dice. And Rory, what's your intention?
Which one of the 2 looks like they need more assistance? Would it be Delphine or Ray?
Well, right now you got 2 of your pack mates on each of them. Delphine is the one who's really in worse shape. She just got bit really badly and has an open, gaping wound. Of the 2 of them, Ray is in his war form currently, so he is as good to go as possible for a fight, whereas Delphine, also knowing she's not the best fighter, however, she does have Deadbeat ready to back her up. So, considering the scenario, you could go either way. It's really dealer's choice at this point.
Yeah, seeing Delphine's just a little bit more worse for wear, and Juniper's gonna go assist Ray. She's gonna jump over and try and assist Deadbeat with Delphine.
Okay. So what kind of attack do you want to make? Are you going to use claws? Are you going to use teeth? Are you going to...
I'm going to use my teeth to try and go for the vampire's throat.
Now that would be a called
Well, not the
shot.
throat, but yeah. But like try and like go for her training and aim upper body.
Okay. So give me a strength and brawl. All right. So everybody make your attack checks.
I burnt a willpower, but it didn't help.
All right. I'm going to split this in 2. Let's start with the group of Juniper and Ray. Ray, what did you get?
I got 7 with a crit.
Holy crap. And Juniper.
I got 8 with the crit.
Wow. What did you both... Ray, you used teeth, right?
Yeah, I bit down.
And Juniper, you are just using fists, I assume, since you're in Glabro, you don't really have Right, okay. Okay. So, Juniper, as you strike in the back with a big fist to the back, it sends the man kind of reeling backwards, kind of bending, arching his back, sending a perfect opening for Ray to bite down on an exposed arm and rip the arm directly from the body, sending one of these clawed arms ripping off the side of the body and the torso, just completely tearing it off the side. The man is still standing and still alive, but he is in, well, alive as a leech can be, but in very, very bad shape. And I mean very bad shape. Another hit'll do it, most likely, especially if it's that good. But he's in really rough shape. But that was very, very, very successful. Yeah. Over on the lady, however, Deadbeat, what'd you get?
Normally, it'd be 5 successes, but I got a brutal outcome, which I'm sure applies here. So I got an extra 4. That's correct. So 9 total.
Was it a brutal outcome on one of those successes or on top of the 5?
On top of the 5.
Okay. And Delphine.
7 successes with a crit.
Okay. And Rory.
I got a 2.
Okay. Okay. So, Delphine, you tied with her, but Deadbeat is able to wrestle her off of you. Rory, you are ineffective. Unfortunately, you are of no help here. But Deadbeat is able to wrestle her off of you and do a little bit of damage, but only a little bit. It does not seem to have very much effect on her overall, as he pulls her off into a grapple, kind of pulling her away. She is otherwise fine. Let's go into the next round. So we've got Juniper and Ray paired off with the guy who is in very bad shape, and we've got Delphine and Deadbeat and Rory who are with the woman who is completely fine otherwise. Second verse, same as the first, I assume. Let's make those attack rolls. And go ahead and describe how you are attacking, starting with Deadbeat. Now you've got her tangled up with you as you're tackling her away. You've got her, I wouldn't say you've got her pinned to the floor since she also critted, so you've got her kind of tangled up. You're both kind of grappled, wrestling each other.
I like to imagine, if I can, like I tackled her and I kind of lifted her up and slammed her into the wall, and she may probably like push me back a little bit. So we're now kind of grappling like, against this wall.
I like that.
I'm going to try then just grab her and start to try to bash her against the wall the best I can. Just just use my weight and my power. Just keep throwing her. Using this wall to my advantage.
Sounds good. Delphine.
I'm going to I'm just gonna so she's on the floor with Deadbeat wrestling?
No, they're standing up.
Oh, okay. I'm going to try to punch her as best I can, just struggling, and mainly because this is chaos with him wrestling her. Try to get a shot in.
Okay.
With my fists.
And Rory.
Seeing that I was not successful in that last one, Rory is actually going to, instead of attacking, she's just going to kind of continue to keep a lookout in case the other 3 make an appearance.
Okay, give me a wits and awareness. Over to the other group. Raymond and Juniper Ray, start with you.
Well, since my last bite tore off his arm and kind of exposed his chest a little bit from there, I'm just gonna knife hand into that open wound and try to like rip out whatever I can from inside his chest.
Okay. And Juniper.
Since I am like behind him, I would like to attempt to grapple him by having one of like my clawed hands on his head and like kind of pull it back a little bit, and then wrap my arm underneath his last arm and to like hold him so that Ray can finish the job.
Okay. Yeah, give me a strength and brawl. All right, so let's resolve Delphine and Deadbeat first. Deadbeat, what'd you get?
8 successes with a crit.
Okay. And Delphine.
I got two successes. Their entanglement is too powerful.
Okay. All right, Deadbeat. With her tangled up, you are really evenly matched with her. You are able to kind of bash her a little bit, but you are not overpowering her with the force you'd like. Her head hits the wall, but it is like not even really denting the wall. Like it is hitting. She takes 1 superficial damage. She had 7 successes. But it is not doing nearly as much damage as you would like. She is very evenly matched with you. Delphine, you can't even get in there with these 2 juggernauts. Raymond, or Juniper, let's start with your successes, because depending on how many successes you get, it's going to give a bonus to Ray.
I only got 5 successes this time.
Okay. Ray, how many successes?
I only got 3.
Okay. So, Juniper, you do manage to wrap an arm up and grab the hair, pulling the guy back. And Ray, as you try to put your claws into the side, the man kicks his leg up and kicks you in the face, sending you reeling back away from him. You take another point of superficial damage and have to spend another willpower to stay in your Krynos form. He got 4 successes. But he is grappled by Juniper.
Just so I am doing this correctly, every round I take damage, I get a rage, correct?
Only aggravated damage.
Only aggravated. Okay, gotcha. Cool.
And it's only
Just
the
wanted to double
first
check.
time you take aggravated damage, not every round.
Okay.
So does that mean I'm at rage 3?
Yeah. Okay. Let's go again. We'll start with Deadbeat and Delphine. Oh yeah, Rory. How many successes?
I got 3.
Watching the scenario unfold, you can smell the blood just leaking off of this wound in the side of the man, of the torn off arm, and leaking from the wound on Delphine on her arm. Watching throughout the area, it's still really dark in here. It's very hard to see, the only light coming in from the hole in the side of the ship. But you don't detect any other presence. You can't hear anything, although it's hard to hear with the sound of someone banging against the bulkhead on one side and the snarling and fighting down below in front of you. But there doesn't appear to be anyone else nearby.
Cool.
Deadbeat and Delphine.
Random question: how close are we to the opening in the hole?
You're not. You're on the other side of the room.
Oh, so like a very far away. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll think about
Because
Harry
you guys
trying to
escaped and
toss
moved
around.
to the other side of the room when you were trying to get out of the box before it got shoved out the side of the ship.
Okay. This is awkward. I'm not very. I guess I'm just gonna start trying to drag her over there at this point. Just trying to move her away from the wall, start like just positioning her closer to this hole. So if I need to, I can just toss her out. Because I can't. They're taking too long to beat their guy. I don't know if I could keep holding her off. She's a bit strong.
Okay. Give me a strength and brawl. And Delphine.
I'm gonna keep attempting to try to punch this girl because I don't like her. She seems like someone Deadbeat would date. And frankly, this toxicity that I'm seeing in front of me, I need it gone. I need it done.
Okay. And Juniper and Ray.
I just keep on with my grapple. I'm not gonna let him go.
Then give me that
Hopefully
strength and
Ray
brawl
can
to
get his
hold.
shit- Okay, yeah.
Hold
Hopefully
him
Ray can
in.
get his shit together.
And Ray.
With Juniper like holding his head back, I'm just gonna go for the throat and try to remove the head.
Okay, that is a called shot. I will say because the grapple is locked in, it'll only be a -1 penalty to your dice pool because she is helping expose the throat, which is a little bit easier. But it is still a called shot, so it will be a -1 penalty to your pool. And Rory, what are we doing?
Seeing that the guy with Ray and Juniper has more damage, Rory's gonna go in and try and take out one of her legs for the girl with Deadbeat, seeing that she went like lightning quick, and at least try and tear off the leg to maybe give them some leverage.
Sure. Give me a strength and brawl with that, too.
I know you can't see it, but he's smiling way too much, guys. For the audience at home, that this storyteller is smiling way too freaking much.
I mean, to be fair, he's not the only one smiling like a madman right now.
Okay, so let's start with Ray and Juniper. Juniper, what'd you get?
8 successes with a crit.
Okay. And Ray.
So I got 5 with a crit and a brutal outcome. So is that a double crit?
Yes.
Okay, because I got a crit on regular dice and then the 2 1s,
Yep.
or 1s and 2s on that. So that's
Well, one of
9
them's on a
success-
rage dice, though, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, that's 9 successes with a brutal.
Okay. So as you have them pinned, or they're both on rage dice, right? The 1s and 2s? Okay, yeah.
Yes, correct,
All right.
correct.
So as Juniper has him locked in, and she releases his head just in time for you to bite down and completely remove the head from the body, tearing it clean off the body of this man. He doesn't ash, but instead decays a little bit. He rots.
I spit it out.
Yeah, with his head in your mouth, which you immediately deposit to the side, he withers into a husk in your arms, Juniper. But he is dead, very much so, as he is decapitated. Deadbeat.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, hold on. Sorry, I forgot how to math for some reason. 7 successes, no crit, no nothing.
Okay. And Delphine.
5 with a crit.
And Rory.
I got 2 plus a brutal outcome. I got 2s on my rage dices.
Okay, so that makes it 6. So this is what happens. Deadbeat starts hauling the woman over towards the hole in the wall. Rory moves to go bite at the woman's leg before getting soccer punted against the bulkhead, taking 4 points of superficial damage. Delphine, trying to interfere, also gets kicked in the jaw for 2 points of superficial damage. And Deadbeat gets thrown out the hole in the side of the ship and down to the water below, taking 1 point of aggravated physical damage from the fall as he hits the water. She got 9 successes with a crit, or double crit. She is still in the side of the ship, or she is still inside the ship. Deadbeat, you can crawl back into the ship, but you are in the middle of the Gulf, so there is no land to be reached from here. But you will have to roll athletics to climb back up the side of the ship.
If I can, I imagine, like, as I'm outside the ship, just like I fall, hit the water, it hurt through the crack as I'm just like kind of floating there for a second, sinking a little bit, just the anger coursing through me as I'm just going to start shifting and changing, my hair growing thicker, my body growing larger, the cracking up my bones, reforming, muscle becoming even more dense as I grow a couple feet. I'm gonna transform to Krynos and use my claws to just run to the side of the ship, start pulling myself up as I'm just starting to climb up this ship back up to the hole.
So you're going to have to roll athletics to swim to the side of the ship because you were thrown out the side down to the water below. You're going to have to swim to the side and then start climbing. Now keep in mind, in Krynos, every round you don't do damage, you're going to have to spend willpower to stay in that form.
Would it be feasible for me to get up in one round? Like to climb up in one round?
No, this is a large ship.
Like a kind of approximate. If there's an approximate of how long it might take, give or take, just.
I'll give you a round to get to the ship. Well, depending on how well you roll to swim, that's a big part of it. And then 2 rounds to get inside. Okay, depending so again how well you roll. If you roll really well, if you roll like criticals every round, then yeah, maybe you could get up in 2 rounds. But if you are rolling not well, it's going to be a bit.
I'm gonna transform to Krynos and do it or even Krynos now swimming and doing it because I know
you get the physical dice.
I got rocked. Yeah, if I got rocked, then these bastards don't stand a chance because seeing how long it took with the other guy probably means that they're going to get cooked, so I got to get there as quick as possible.
And you get that extra rage from taking the aggravated damage from the fall.
Yeah, so my rage check, I got 1, so I lose 1 rage, and then I'll roll my thing with the -2 dice penalty.
And you got the
Sorry,
extra
I-
rage, right?
Yep.
You spent 2
So I
rage to shift?
I rolled the 2 rage. I got
Cool.
one success and 1 failure, so I'm
Cool.
at 2 rage, and then I'll roll my. I assume it's strength and athletics.
Yep, to swim.
I do have a quick question about
Yeah.
my attack that was done to me. Was any of that superficial damage due to a fall?
No, it was just from being slammed
Okay.
against the bulkhead.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So, woman's still up. 4 of you are still in the ship.
I would like to look and see if the arm that Ray tore off would still be viable as a weapon.
Probably not. It is withered, it is decayed, it is like bones at this point, and it is probably very frail and fragile. It's not like it's not like a nice clawed weapon. It decays back to the state of death of the creature, of the man. So it's like a 60-year-old withered arm at this point.
Okay. Can I do a quick look around and see if there's anything I could use as like an improvised weapon for like a bat or something like that?
Sure, give me a wits and investigation. This will be your turn, though, for this round to find something, because you're going to be sifting around to find something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
All right. And Delphine, what's your action?
This bitch is. I'm going to fall back towards where Ray is and defend, and like prep to defend. So, and then I'm gonna heal a superficial.
Okay.
Good. But yeah, I'm just gonna try to defend because I'm putting a war form between me and this chick.
All right. Give me a dexterity and athletics. Ray.
Seeing her throw Deadbeat out of the ship, I'm going to... Is she still standing, like, right by the hole
Yeah.
of the ship? I don't want to, but...
She also has blood all over, Delphine's blood smeared all over her mouth. And she's licking her lips.
I will take the willpower loss, but I will kind of get in front of everyone and try to provoke her to come at me.
Okay. Okay. So
Or at least just make myself a target. More of a target than anyone else.
I'll say she would probably go for you as you are the biggest threat. So just make a strength and brawl. Yeah,
Okay.
she'd probably go to attack you. So yeah, strength and brawl makes sense.
Okay, like a retaliatory strength and brawl as she comes at me.
Yeah, I would say you're going to be the next obvious target. She's not going to
Okay.
play it safe at this point. She's probably actually on the brink of frenzy since she just drank werewolf blood. So
I wondered about that.
yeah.
You and me both.
And Rory.
Getting basically punted into the wall, I'm gonna let out a loud, painful yelp. And I'm going to take the time to heal one of those superficials as well.
Okay. And what's your action besides that?
I want to get a good look of the guy that kind of came in and punted me.
Well, it's the woman.
And-
Yeah.
Oh, it's the woman that did
Yeah.
it? Okay.
Yeah, she moved very, very fast.
Okay. Yeah.
She alone
I'm just
took
gonna.
out 3 of you.
Yeah.
Rapid
Okay.
fire.
My bad. I misunderstood. I thought
Oh,
2
yeah.
more came in.
No, just her.
I am going to go and attack her again and assist Ray.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and give me the strength and roll. All right, Deadbeat, give me your strength and athletics as you are angrily hauling your way towards the ship in your massive Krynos form.
That would be, I got rolled and I got 6 successes with a crit.
You are easily swimming your way up to the bulkhead of the ship, and you are digging your claws into the side of the bulkhead. Yeah, 1 round, you're at the side of the ship, and in fact, you reach up and grab a massive clawful of the side of the ship. You are going to start clawing your way up, but you do spend 1 willpower as you do no damage to the water, as water doesn't take damage. Okay. Next, let's go with Ray and Rory, since they are the ones. Oh, Juniper, what were you doing?
I was looking for.
Oh, you were
like,
looking for a
makeshift
weapon. Yeah, what did you
Yeah.
get on your wits and investigation?
I rolled a 5, but no crit.
Okay.
But 5.
The light is very dim here, so it's gonna take some time, but looking through the crates and over against the wall, digging through, you see that, especially at the wall where Delphine had been smashed against, the pipes that were kind of lining the wall, you're pretty sure if you wrenched one of the pipes free, you could probably turn that into like a makeshift bat or bar. And you could probably use that as a weapon.
Hell yeah, let's run it, dog.
Okay, so that would take a strength and athletics to kind of wrench that free. All right, Ray and Rory. Ray, what'd you get?
I only got 4 successes, no crit.
Okay, Rory.
I got 5, no crit.
Okay. So. Rory, you get smacked aside, taking 1 point of superficial damage. Ray, you get grappled and bit down on, taking 1 point of aggravated damage as she starts to drink your blood. You do not take another rage. It's only the first time you take aggravated damage in a round.
This is the first time I've taken aggravated.
Oh, then yes, you take a rage.
So that's why I was
Yes.
asking previously.
Yep. But she is grappling you and drinking your blood. Next round. Delphine, she did not go for you at all.
Seeing that she's now biting at Ray, I feel like we have no choice but to swarm her because 3 of us couldn't beat her. So, yeah, I'm just going to try to help Ray as much as I can and just pummel her as best if I can land the hit in.
All right. So, Deadbeat, give me that strength and athletics to climb up the bulkhead. If you get a good enough roll, I will let you get up in this round. But it's got to be a really good roll because you are literally springing up the side. This is a very large ship. What'd you get on your strength and athletics to wrench the bar free there, Juniper?
I got another 5.
I will say that it was damaged enough that you were able to break it free. I'll give you the opportunity to attack this round, but it'll be a strengthened melee. Rory, what's your intention?
I am tired of getting kicked and at rage 4 now. So I'm gonna bite down on this bitch.
Okay. And Ray.
She bit me. I'm going to bite her.
Okay, give me a strength and brawl. Debbie, what'd you get?
I got 7 successes, no crit, no nothing, just.
Okay, so you're climbing and you're doing really well, but you are going to have to take one more round of climbing. That critical would have gotten you up, but it was not quite there. Okay. All right. Let's hear it. Delphine.
2 successes.
Juniper.
9 successes with a crit.
Ray.
7 with a brutal outcome.
Rory.
7 with a critical on 2 rage dice.
Okay. So. Fortunately, she got 5 ones. So, as 2 of you were biting, and bites do aggravated damage for the spread beyond what you beat the roll by, it's all aggravated damage. Rory and Raymond's combined damage with Juniper's help managed to both grab a hold and tear from separate sides, ripping her in half. Completely tearing her. Rory grabbing from the leg, Raymond grabbing from the shoulder, and Juniper beating her through the torso. You manage to just tear her down the middle through the torso, ripping her in half, causing her to ash almost immediately, disappearing into dust. Combined, you did about 12 aggravated damage to her. You beat her spread quite significantly, so she ashes almost instantaneously. Now, Ray, you are actively bleeding from the wound, and you can still feel the stinging sensation of her bite, as her teeth are the last thing to disappear. But as Dead Pete crawls angrily through the hole in the wall, and Deadbeat, you do have to spend another willpower.
Okay.
There is no one left.
Before falling out of Krynos, can I try to heal the aggravated?
Yeah, you don't have to stay in Krynos to heal aggravated. You can just shift into another supernatural form and you can heal aggravated.
Yeah.
But if you want to do it while in Krynos because you have the extra rage, because as soon as you leave Krynos, you're going down to 1 rage.
Yeah. Because it's regenerate 2 health points per rage dice, right?
For superficial.
Superficial, okay.
Yeah, if you want to heal an aggravated, it's always 2 rage for 1 aggravated.
Okay.
That's what I was actually aiming to do before I got my Krynos too. Just heal my 1 ag I took.
Yeah,
and then
go for it.
Shift back. I lose 1 rage, but it doesn't matter.
I also lose 1 rage.
Okay, and then dropping out of Krynos, you drop down to 1 rage.
If I'm just standing there now, wet and naked, as I'm just. God fucking damn it. Did she die? Did she get away?
As Deadbeat climbs up, wet and naked, heavy panting, complaining, I just like turn around and look at him with like the fucking maddest grin on my face, clearly enjoying what just happened. Metal pipe still in my hand. Yeah, we took care of all the work for you. Glad you got to enjoy a swim there, buddy.
While this exchange is happening, can I shift into Lupus?
Yeah.
Delphine. Oh, go for it. Sorry.
Glad I hear that. That's great. If only you could do that, in the past when all that bad shit happened to you, right? Too bad you weren't that good.
Deadbeat.
Well, I just get to have a fucking boat and we just get to play games here.
I'm gonna go over to the rotted remains of the male vampire and throw whatever jeans, like take the jeans off of it, throw them to Deadbeat, put some fucking pants on, and then I'll throw the boxers over. If he was wearing boxers, I would throw those to Ray. Does the gangrel go commando? Is the real question.
There's boxers inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Actually, I would say there's probably briefs inside. There's tidy whities. Yeah.
I'll throw the tidy whities over to the Ray.
I will sigh and put on the tidy whities.
As Deadbeat said what he said, and Delphine starts throwing clothes, the smile that I had, clearly enjoying this hunt, just fades away into pure malice. And I silently turn away from everybody and go to listen at the doorway out of this room.
This was 2 of the 5. The danger that Charles has been warning you about is very, very real. If this pack didn't realize what life or death meant coming to Tampa, this should have given them a very clear picture. And if it didn't, maybe the rest of the journey through this ship will. Because while this was an upfront assault, what's to come may not be. We're going to take a break and be back in just a few minutes. See you shortly. back. In the first half, the pack awoke aboard a ship in the middle of the Gulf. They were given a task: survive the ship with 5 very hungry, very ravenous leeches aboard the ship. They were confronted by 2 leeches, and they found the task to be very, very challenging. Deadbeat was literally thrown outside the ship and into the water below. 2 of the pack had their blood literally sucked from their body. What lies ahead? Only time will tell. What lurks in the darkness may not be so direct, may not be so aggressive, because there are many, many different kinds of leeches, and they take many different kinds of approaches to hunting their prey. We resume our scene right where we left off, in the hull of the ship. Pack, the scene is yours. It is quiet, the only source of light, the stars and the moon streaming from the hole in the side of the ship. The husk and the remains having been thrown, or one of the bodies still laying on the floor, the other a pile of ash, their clothes deposited on the ground, except for those that were handed out to Deadbeat, a pair of jeans, and Ray, a pair of tidy-whitey briefs to cover their naked forms after they had shifted into Krynos in the scene previously. But the scene is yours.
I'd like to start us out by kind of turning back towards the opening again, looking out to the stars and moon. What phase of the moon right now? That kind of full moon, gibbous, or like anything specific?
Say it's slightly after the full moon. It's been a few weeks, so I don't know. Actually, I don't know what phase of the moon it is right now. That's a good question. Way to throw me off.
You know, just ask. I'm just curious.
It
It is a
waxing-
waning crescent right now.
Okay, and I'll howl at the moon in order to regain a little bit of rage and also 1 willpower because of my moon quickened.
So letting out a howl, partially out of frustration and anger from having been removed from the fight, but also knowing a fight lies ahead. You gain a little bit of that fire in your belly back, and a little bit of that mental toughness, preparing for what lies ahead. There is a thick steel door in front of you that leads to the rest of the ship ahead. Behind you is just the walls of the ship. You know that whatever remains is through this door.
Rory's gonna kind of mosey up to Ray and kind of like nudge his hand as if she's looking for permission to do something.
I will recoil a little bit from the sudden touch from a nose and look down a little startled, and with the look on the face, nod.
And Rory is going to use Howl of Assembly right now to heal a willpower for everyone.
Okay.
And I will roll the charisma and honor for that. It is against a difficulty of 2. And her howl is very melancholic, in a sense.
Gathering your pack together, trying to inspire them in a melancholic fashion.
That is 5 successes.
Somehow it works. Her depressing howl inspiring all of you.
And because I also have Moon Quickened, would that also come into
No,
effect, or
because
would I have to howl again?
you have to howl
Okay.
at the moon to get that, yeah. That's
Okay,
something different.
cool. So I'll just heal the 1.
How's everyone feeling after that? What's a quick assessment on everyone?
Well, besides being wet and a little sore, I'm actually not feeling too bad here. Hitting the water healed kind of quickly, even though it hurt like a fucking bitch. Like getting cracked by like a wet towel, you know? That shit hurt.
Delphine holds up her the bloody torn sleeve of her sweater and pushes aside some of the fabric to reveal that she's healed most of the damage. She just has a little bit of bruising and a little bit of pink scarring remaining, but the flesh has pretty much knit itself back together. It hurt, but I'm okay. And she'll look at Deadbeat. Thanks for getting her off of me.
The walkie-talkie crackles to life. Did you enjoy your swim, Deadbeat?
Wait, you have cameras here too? What the fuck? How long did you set this up? What? How much money do you even have to do this? What did you buy this boat specifically? What?
You have to press the button, Deadbeat.
Oh, okay. I take it. I'm like, can I see the walkie-talkie?
I just crack up.
I'm very impressed by your teamwork. The best way to deal with these leeches is working together. They aren't always going to be as strong as the ones you've encountered. Sometimes they are going to use guile and speed. Sometimes they are going to strike when they can't be seen and use what money call guerrilla tactics, striking and moving away. They know you are powerful if they have encountered Guru before. If they haven't, that's to your advantage. Showing what you are immediately is a disadvantage. Most leeches don't know Guru exists, just like you didn't know leeches existed. Play upon their ignorance. Use it as an advantage. Don't show all your cards at once, but work together. Leeches are very selfish creatures. They don't have the same pack mindset that you do. This is why we can overcome them. But well done.
I just kind of look around at everybody, and I'm still in Glabro form. Should I change back now? Before the others. Should I change back now before the others see us?
I think it might be smarter. Maybe we can trick them into just thinking that we're regular humans.
All right. And
Oh.
I change back.
I will also change back to my Hamed form.
Rory's gonna go grab the flannel and then shift back to her Hamed form and put the flannel on over her.
There's still 3 more.
I'm assuming we knocked out all the ones in this area, so we'll have to go through the rest of the ship to find the other 3. Let's spend some time, a couple minutes, looking around this area, see if we can find anything that might be useful. Any broken pieces of pipe, motions to Juniper. Maybe Charles left us something. He said that there are things around the ship that if we ignore will make it harder for us, but maybe he left us some gear.
Look for the camera. Look through, like, we need to, because she'll look to Deadbeat, Rory, and Ray specifically. Remember when we did that job in hell, the cameras have spirits and they see things. Maybe if we can find the camera, I can use my vision to speak to them through the Umbra, and we can see if they know where the vampires are.
Oh, that's actually really smart, Delphine.
That's a good plan. Yes, spend some time, look around, see what we can gather and find, and then find the camera if it's possible to locate it.
So wait, we're talking about a camera like Charles' camera, or are we talking about camera like boat camera? Because then the boat doesn't seem like it has power right now. I mean, if no lights are on.
Just because the lights aren't on doesn't mean it doesn't have power. But
Yeah.
any camera, just because the cameras are off too doesn't mean that the spirits aren't aware.
Well,
Just be alert while we're looking around. We don't know fully if this area is clear. So while we look, pair up or at least be close. So if something does happen, we can react.
well, before we all start like running off, I do happen to know one right that I bothered to pay attention to. One that sounded interesting from back up in Michigan. It's called Rite of Rage or whatever. If y'all want to do that, y'all need a little bit extra, fire in your belly or whatever. I know, Ray, you probably need a little bit extra. You just got out of that big ass form. And you're not howling. I assumed you already did that earlier. I think I heard that right.
As soon as I engaged the male leech, I howled. So I am running a little simmered down. So it would be appreciated.
If you want to perform that, it might be wise for me to leave the area. And Rory has like a very angry like expression, like fire is definitely burning in her eyes. There's a chance I may go a little crazy and you might have to subdue.
I mean, I know like they say like use at least 3 people, or at least try and get 3 people. So anyone else want to jump in? I mean, obviously I'm gonna be part of it. Ray.
I'll
Anyone else?
help.
All right, you jumping
mean,
in,
sure.
Juniper?
I guess.
I will say that only the participants gain the rage. So if you sit out, you won't gain the rage. You don't have to leave the area. You just don't have to participate.
I'm like, all right, everyone, get close together here. All right, you just trust me. All right, it's gonna look stupid, but man, how this shit works, I guess. Kind of motivate everyone to get like nice and close, like almost like a group like huddle situation.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll get up close.
Everyone nice and close. I like kind of lead it in, kind of like put a hand on Ray's shoulder, put a hand on Delphine's shoulder. As I'm like, all right, let's get this fucking shit. All right, and I'm gonna start just pushing and like kind of not hard punches, but like soft punches with everyone, like everyone around me, trying to rouse everyone up, like kind of a play fight, but not. It's like the border between a real fight and a play fight, where I'm being rough, but I'm not being hard enough to hurt, like cause damage.
Like a mosh pit?
Yeah, it's like a mosh pit essentially, trying to get this everyone hyped up and the energy flowing. Which to do that, I need to make a glory and intimidation roll.
And you add a rage dice for every participant beyond you as well.
Yes, so I use my current rage as well into this, right?
Yes.
So that would be 2 plus it'd be a 3 base dice pool plus 3 more people, right? Or no? How many people are
Yeah.
going to get 1, 2?
Plus
Yeah,
3
more
more
rage.
rage.
We get a superficial for each for each brutal.
Well, it's only 5 rage dice. How likely is that to happen?
Fine, it'll be fun.
You won't believe this, but a brutal happened. I got 6 successes with a brutal.
Okay, so everyone takes a superficial damage, but everyone also gains a rage.
Yeah, it gets a little too extreme. As Deadbeat starts pushing and punching harder, and I imagine everyone else, like Deadbeat would encourage everyone else to also start, moshing it up, essentially start pushing each other and start hitting each other.
I start swinging my arms around and punch Deadbeat directly in the face.
I would imagine that the second the shoving got too extreme, Delphine would just like get yeeted to the floor.
Like Deadbeat gets knocked over, Deadbeat gets punched in the jaw, like
I probably
throwing an arm,
probably accidentally step on Delphine.
And Rory's just watching this happen and thinking to herself, this is why I don't go to mosh pits.
Can't fall in the pit. Cannot fall in the pit.
That's how you get trampled.
And finishing up, just like kind of getting to the end before it breaks down to a full-on fight. Deadbeat's just like, all right, chill out, okay. All right, I'm good to go. Let's get this shit going. What are we cracking first?
Well, first, probably wipe a little bit of the blood from the elbow that Deadbeat kind of hit me in the nose with. Let's take a look around and see what we can find. Remember, be on guard.
If you find a camera, let me know immediately.
And then I'm gonna go and search around.
I'll actually offer a hand down to Delphine, who's on the ground, kind of like, not like looking fully, but kind of like looking down a little bit, like, come on.
She'll take his hand and get up.
Give me a wits and investigation there, Ray, as you're kind of surveying what's available to you in this room.
I would also like to help out with that.
I can offer an assistance die as well.
Yeah, 2 additional dies. You got assistance from Juniper and Delphine as they help you look.
I'll also help if
3 additional die.
Yeah.
He's good at this. He's good at this.
Now everybody who's assisting has dots in investigation, right? Okay.
Count me out.
Oh, the 2 additional dice.
I'm out. My bad.
Yeah, that's why I'm not helping.
You have no investigation, you're a bonar?
I'm social, baby.
With the 2 additional die bumping my dice pool to 9, that is 7 with a crit.
Okay. In the immediate vicinity, just looking at this, kind of surveying the surface level, at first you can possibly wrench some more of the pipes free, like Juniper did, to make some clubs. It would take some physical effort. The structural integrity of the room might become a little bit more problematic as you do so. And it would probably take more time and exertion than you want to put into it at the moment. But then there's the crates. You haven't really explored the crates too much. You push them over, sure. But what's inside the crates? Charles did say, put everything to use. So then you start opening the crates. Getting into the crates at first, as you start busting them open, there are clothes. Lots and lots of clothes. Boxes of textiles, jumpsuits, changes of pants and shirts. Then you get to another set of crates. In here, surprisingly enough, you find camping gear. You find a machete, a crossbow with 6 bolts, only 6, and 3 torches. However, consider your surroundings. You find a tent and 4 sleeping bags. You find a rifle but no ammunition. And you find a baseball bat. As far as the rest of the goods are concerned, it's a lot of basic shipping materials like uncut fabric, textiles, that kind of stuff. Things that would be otherwise pretty much useless for these goods. But clearly the camping goods and the clothes were placed for the purposes of use in this exercise.
I will definitely put on some of the extra clothes and remove the disgusting tidy-whities that were thrown at me earlier.
They were covered in ichor and rot, so yes, that was probably much more comfortable.
I'll find something else as well.
They
So will
aren't
I.
necessarily the most comfortable fitted clothes. They're ill-fitting, maybe either a little too big or a little too small, but they'll do the trick.
Did I also see a camera while looking around and investigating the area?
There does not appear to be a camera now.
Man, most of this shit looks useless. What the fuck are we supposed to do with camping supplies? And who even knows how you shoot a crossbow?
Is there
I
any
do.
is there any gas, like any gas cans in the camping gear?
I would say that there is, you know what I would say? There's like torch fluid, yeah, for like writing, like filling like the butane torches.
Because of my background, would I be able to tell like the quality of the camping gear?
Sure, I would say it's pretty decent quality. I wouldn't say it's top notch, but it's mid-level.
All right, this ain't bad gear. And Rory's gonna take the crossbow and kind of look it over.
It's a hunting crossbow
And-
for sure.
Yeah, y'all would notice that she is very comfortable with the crossbow in her hand.
Delphine will pick up the bottle of lighter fluid or get like all that, like the flammable stuff, and one of the torches. Well,
Torches
leeches
look
hate
like-
fire.
The torches look like tiki torches that you would have outside at like a barbecue.
So there's no method of lighting them.
I'll say that, yeah, there's like a Bic lighter that goes with them too.
The leeches hate fire, right? So we could use this stuff.
Yeah, we could.
We could
I,
use it to.
I pick up the machete so that I have a pipe in one hand and machete in the other.
I'll do the same and pick up the rifle off the ground and check it over, look it over.
It is not loaded, and there is no ammunition available to you.
Is this a hunting rifle?
Yes, a 22
It's a bolt
basically.
action. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we couldn't find a camera, so that idea's out of the unless I look around actively while we're exploring the ship.
Shouldn't there be a boat spirit?
There's a spirit for everything, but I mean, I can check.
I mean, if there's a spirit for everything, there should be a spirit for the boat itself, right? And wouldn't the boat itself know what's in it?
I'm finding a hard time arguing with that logic. And she says this specifically to the girls and Ray.
Yeah, for once, Deadbeat actually did learn something from our old sept.
Just, it's just a spirit for every fucking thing these days. I don't know. It feels like it would just be right.
I'm gonna activate penumbral senses to get an idea of what spirits are around us on this boat.
Okay. Go ahead and make the roll for it.
This is a very angry dice pool. that would be 2 successes. Can't re-roll anything. Number of successes. So I don't know what the difficulty of the gauntlet is, so it's storyteller discretion.
Okay.
Oh wait, I have a brutal in there.
Okay. So, what are your...
Forgot about the 2s.
Remind me again what your verbs and adverbs are.
The adverbs are contemplatively, intuitively, and ritualistically, and the tribe verbs are scout, deliver, and sabotage.
I will let this pass because scout, I think, would qualify, and ritualistically or contemplatively, I think, would qualify as well. So I will let you get the critical from that for this purpose. Right. So I'll let this pass. As the vision blurs and the photo negative quality takes over, the weaver is ever present. The boat is very much a construct of the weaver. You can see the webbing that makes up the hull, the construction all around you. There are the presence of pattern spiders moving along, especially gathered around the hole that is punched in the side of the boat. There are also 2 other figures in the room. One of them a man, one of them a wolf. As you see Charles and Stakes standing in the umbra, watching. Charles holding the walkie-talkie. He gives you a little wave and then holds a finger to his lips.
I say nothing to the rest of the pack and move instead to the pattern spiders. And I will lean over to them. Hello, good evening.
Greetings.
I would hope I was wanting to ask you a question. If you have time, of course.
Request acknowledged. Time irrelevant.
The question, are you aware of the 3 creatures of the worm on board the ship?
Contemplating. Clarification. Worm
Leeches.
touched.
Worm touched, yes. The vampires?
We do not know what that is.
Worm touch similar to the ones that were in here before we annihilated them.
We recognize 4 worm-touched creatures on this ship currently.
Delphine gives pause to that and turns back to the pack, letting her gaze drift over Charles and Stakes, kind of narrowing her eyes a little bit, but ultimately settling on the pack. The spiders say that there's 4 worm-touched creatures on this ship.
Wait, the boat spirit's a spider?
No, there's pattern spiders fixing the damage on the boat.
But it's not fixing in real life, is it?
No, it's fixing it in the Umbra.
Why doesn't it fix in real life? Wait, also, what the fuck you meant for?
She'll look back to the spiders. Where? What region of the boat?
Yes.
What did they say, Delphine?
Yes, they just said yes. They're not giving me a clear answer.
Did you ask what parts of the boat?
I asked them what region of the boat.
On the boat.
And they just...
Which level of the boat?
This one.
Okay, so they're on this floor. Are they starboard or port?
Clarification. We do not know
Left.
what that means.
Left or right side of this level?
We do not know what that means.
I mean, meaning left or right, like our left and our right, or like their left, their right, or like left and right through the left. Like, what are we talking about here?
The tip. What about the tip of the boat? It talks like a computer, guys. I don't know how to talk to it.
What is a
Have
spider?
you tried near or far from our where we're standing? Near or far?
That's a good idea. Is our near or far on this level?
It kind of bobs as if it's processing a few times. One, near. 3, far. Or farther.
Said 1 is near and 3 are farther.
Since you said it's responding like a computer, try asking which compartment the worm touched are.
Which compartment are the worm touched in?
1, storage. 1, engine room. 2, dock.
1 is in storage, another's in the engine room, and 2 are on the dock. Deck.
Hold on.
Dock? Deck?
Deck.
Deck.
Hold on.
Isn't
Isn't this the storage room, technically? It's where all of these crates are.
Query, is this a storage room?
A storage.
It's a storage room.
Are there more than one storage rooms?
How many storage rooms does the ship contain?
2.
Okay. So there's another storage room somewhere on the ship. There's one vampire in there. Another one's in the engine room, and 2 are on the deck. Maybe we can find a map of the ship.
But Charles said that there's only 5 leeches, and we just took care of 2 of them.
Maybe Charles lied.
Same wavelength.
Charles is always fucking lying.
Charles looks at you derisively.
Well, regardless, we'll figure it out when we'll figure out what we're dealing with as we go on. Maybe there was a human on board and they turned it.
Didn't he also say something along the ones they were able to count or something along those lines?
Oh yeah, they're servants. Maybe it brought a servant on board.
Wait, how did that work though? I mean, you'd think that if, like, how he got him on the boat with like using violence or whatever, I assume he didn't just like pay him $20 to jump on a boat.
Maybe he put a stake in them.
Can you stake like the court person or whatever they're called?
he also mentioned they have some abilities like us, and would Rory be able to put two and two together after her going invisible that the leeches might also be able to do that?
Roll me an intelligence and occult.
While she's trying to figure that out, I want to poke my head outside the hole and look
Two.
up.
Okay. Give me a. What are you looking for?
I want to see exactly how far down we are.
How far up above the water surface?
To the deck, to the top level of the ship.
Oh, sure. Okay. I'm not even gonna make you roll for it. You're probably about 15 feet below the railing.
Okay.
I got two.
From movies and pop culture, it is said that vampires have had the ability to at least trick the mind into believing that they can't be seen. That they have been able to like hide in shadow. Are they able to go outright invisible? Probably not. Maybe not. But there is no evidence to say one way or another. For example, in Bram Stoker's Dracula, Dracula said, "See me," and she saw him. But also he was able to turn into mist and disappear. So, maybe?
Yeah, Rory will just kind of think and fiddle with the crossbow, wondering that and kind of muttering to herself, like, maybe this, but no, he said we can't believe all of fiction and it's propaganda on
Wait,
some
couldn't we
sort on
just-
theirs.
Can we just ask him
Ask him what?
if there's another vampire? I mean, we have the walkie-talkie, right? Or he has whatever camera he has lit around here to be able to see me get thrown off the boat. I mean, hey Charles, if there are 6 vampire,
Deadbeat, you have the walkie-talkie. You can ask him.
oh, hold on, I didn't know. Sorry, let me I'll click it. Hey Charles, they're like a 6 vampire on the boat. There's apparently like weird spider boat spirits that telling us that there's like 6 vampires on the boat.
You see Charles lift the walkie-talkie, Delphine. No, there are only 5.
Hold on. Are leeches the only way that the worm affects people?
I don't think so. I think the worm can affect the worm can affect in a lot of ways.
So, are you seeing anything other than just these, whatever you're seeing? The spider spirit? Is that what you're seeing?
Pattern spiders. They repair the damage done to the structures in the Umbra.
Okay. Are you seeing anything other than that on this boat right now?
No, I don't see anything else except the pattern spiders.
Seems legit.
Roll me a manipulation and subterfuge, Delphine. Juniper, you can do a wits and insight.
I don't have any other family for her to kill. I got 5 successes.
I got 4 successes, but it's a
She's
crit.
telling the truth. Still
Yep.
beats you, even with the crit.
Yep, it certainly does. All right. I'm worried that it's not a leech, but something that none of us saw.
I can keep my eyes on the Umbra in case it's on that end.
That's a good idea. I think
Yeah.
we just need to focus on the current mission at hand and find those other 3 leeches and take them out. Because
Well, there's one in the engine room, 1 in storage, and 2 on the deck.
I mean, is it in this storage? Can you ask them that, or like, is it the other storage?
Yeah,
Is the worm-touched creature in this storage?
Yes.
wait, what?
Man, it.
Are you sure you're not seeing anything in the Umbra, Delphine? Because
You can't hear it.
Yeah, you
Hear
can't
it.
hear it. It's in the Umbra.
Oh shit! I saw. I thought you said it to us. Okay, all right.
Delphine will take another look around.
There's nothing else.
Did you get an answer, Delphine?
I don't see anything. It says that it's in here, but I don't see it.
Maybe they're just stupid.
Or maybe it's lying. Leech, like, spirits can lie sometimes. They don't always have to tell us the truth.
So we shouldn't trust any of the information that it's given us about the whereabouts of these leeches, then.
I don't know. I think it's telling the truth, but I don't know, Juniper, okay? I don't see
Okay.
anything else that could be worm tainted in here. I just see the pattern spiders. And I think that it's giving me the right information. It doesn't seem like it's lying because it's so freaking robotic.
At this point, I look at every single member of this pack, and my eyes narrow just a little bit.
Rory's been kind of just getting a little like antsy. And it's just like, so what's the next plan of attack kind of energy is coming off of her?
Well, if we assume that the spirits are giving us correct information and that we know where 1 is located in the engine room and 2 up in the deck, we'll go towards the engine room first because that is just 1 singular vampire. We can try to neutralize that quickly. Move together, close quarters. It'll be a little hard to maneuver depending on how tight the engine room is. I've been in ships before when going on deployment and changing locations, but I've never been inside deep into a boat. And then the 2 on the deck, we can leave for last. Open area near the top so we can escape from there after the job's complete.
Do we want to have some of our members outside of the engine room? If it's a little bit tighter space, as you're saying, it might not be wise to have us all go in there at once.
I volunteer, Juniper.
You know, that's something that someone that's worm tainted would say. Just actively volunteering their pack to go into danger.
Juniper.
We could split, but with how difficult 2 of them were, and we were split up fighting them, logically we should just stick together, even if it is tight quarters, even if it would be rough. Move together as a full pack, eliminate them quickly and efficiently should be better than having 2 people sit aside.
Delphine, Charles looks to you, not raising the walkie-talkie. There are many ways to be touched by the worm. Tasting the blood of a leech, even accidentally, may make one be worm touched.
Hang on, I just thought of something, guys.
Okay.
Ray, you tore that thing's head off. Did you swallow any of its blood?
Not on purpose. I spit it out immediately.
Charles did say that we shouldn't swallow any of its blood. Maybe a little bit got into you.
Oh shit! We got to amputate your like hand or something?
No, I think he should be fine, but maybe this pattern spider just thinks that he's worm tainted because he has its blood in him. Like it's all gross and gangrenous and whatever.
Remind me to throw up later.
You do it now.
The edge of the ship's right there.
Nah,
Yeah.
He'll be fine,
Okay.
Charles says.
He should be fine though.
And he gives you
We're
an
stronger
approving
than
nod.
leeches. We're stronger than leeches.
Move forward. You're taking too much time.
But we should probably head out of here. If we waste any more time, they could move, and we know where they are exactly right now.
Yep.
Fine, Miss Bossy. Goddamn. All right.
I can post up on any door, so this way if they try to escape, I'll just... And she'll hold up the crossbow.
Hopefully I can find some ammo for this gun. But we'll see if I get lucky.
I'm gonna grab the lighter fluid, the torches, and I'm gonna gesture to Deadbeat to pick up the tents and the sleeping bags.
I'll like kind of take them best I can, like try and strap them on my back. I prefer to keep my hands clear if I can, because I'd rather not have my hand occupied with potentially getting jumped. But like if I could strap them to my back or like across my shoulders, I'll try and do that.
If we soak those in the lighter fluid and lay it on the ground, if it tries to escape, we can just light those on fire and block its path.
Okay. So as you depart the storage room, you enter into a long corridor of a hallway. There's a staircase further down the corridor that seems to lead up to the dock above. There are several doors along the corridor which are clearly into barracks and other smaller storage rooms, a mess, a kitchen. And then there's a door that's clearly labeled the engine room. Then at the far end, another storage room. You know, from what the pattern spiders told you, that there's one in the engine room, supposedly, and two on the deck up above. What is your plan for the engine room?
I can take point. I should be able to notice it first and alert everyone to its location while we're going down into the engine room. Depending on how everyone else wants to stack, I think Deadbeat behind me would be good. If I notice it first, Deadbeat can immediately jump in.
I'm actually going to give you the benefit of 2 flashlights as well, since this whole ship is completely pitch black. So I will give you 2 flashlights so that you do not have to be stumbling around in the dark.
And then however you guys want to set up. I'll take point. I think Deadbeat behind me is a good idea, but you guys, what do you guys think?
I think then she'll take one of she'll start unloading the stuff from Deadbeat so he has freedom of movement to fight, and lay one of the sleeping bags or 2, however many it takes, to just like line it across the hallway and just spray a little bit of lighter fluid on it and just leave it there. Leave that to block the path. And I think that me and Rory would be a hindrance in close combat.
But Rory has the crossbow now, so
Just get me a clean shot.
might be able to find one if we go down
I'll
there.
take a shot, aren't I? Not again.
Juniper's really good at fighting too.
So it could be in any order of me, Deadbeat, Juniper in the front, you two in the back.
We should have one of us pulling up the rear just to keep Delphine and Rory safe.
Do you want to take the rear position?
Sure.
Okay. If you guys are ready, we can go down. Clear out the engine room.
Don't reveal what you are just yet, remember. Let's save the lore forms for the deck. There's 2 of them up there.
Noted. And at that point, I'll start heading down. And as I head down the ladder, I will activate my Eyes of the Owl again. Re-up it.
Okay, well, it's just a corridor. There's no ladders yet. There's only a staircase that leads up to the deck, and then there's the long hallway, doors on either side that lead to, like, the mess, the kitchen, the barracks, and then at the end, there's the engine room, and there's another storage room. You know that there's one in the engine room and that there's 2 up on the deck. The doors on either side are closed, and as far as you know, there's nothing in either of those doors. It's just one in the engine room, 2 up on the deck. So, moving down the hallway, slowly, go ahead and roll me a Wits and Awareness.
Is this sight-based?
No.
So, like all of us rolling, or who's rolling?
I'll say Ray, since he's taking point, although I'll let you take an assistance die from everybody, so you can take 4 additional dice, because if anybody catches anything, they would offer you assistance.
Spent a willpower, and I got 6.
Moving down the corridor, it's dead quiet. There's nothing coming from any of the rooms nearby. You check the doorknobs to the nearby rooms. In fact, you'll even open the doors to check. The rooms are completely empty. There's no sign of life. You can tell through the rooms that they've probably been ransacked or checked. The leeches have probably been through here. In fact, some of the rooms are even kicked open when you pass by them. The leeches have probably been trying to find food here and have failed to do so. But when you get to the engine room, the door is closed. Standing outside of the engine room, listening, there's nothing to be heard inside. It's still and it's quiet. Now, this is a large ship, so you can gauge it's probably a pretty large room inside. It would take a pretty large engine to get this room, or to get this ship moving. But, as Deadbeat had correctly pointed out, the power's dead. The engine is not running. There is no noise coming from inside.
On a side note, I do have the sense danger, to where
Oh yeah,
or
there's
surprise
danger.
attacks, ambush, all that stuff. I get 2 additional die.
There's definitely danger sensed
So what
from this.
So I get 2 additional die to roll for my wisdom on that Wits and Awareness check.
Oh,
I can add 2 additional dice if to avoid like ambushes and surprise attacks and stuff like that.
okay, yeah. But I
Then
mean, there's. I would say you can tell there's danger behind the door, but it's hard to tell what kind of danger. Yeah, but in the case of a surprise attack, yes, I will consider that. But that's not the case that's happening right now.
Cool. Okay. Just wanted to tell that in case
Sure.
like this was did apply.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
She'll tear off the remainder of her bloody sleeve and hand it to him. Bait.
Can't you guys just keep it? I mean, wouldn't we want them to kind of walk into that? took a hit pretty well. You think you could do it again?
No.
I'll take the bloody cloth and I'll actually tie it to the end of the rifle. And then I don't hear anything, but just be on your toes. And I will open the door and I will start stepping through.
Opening the door into the engine room. It is a massive room. There are several engine stations to power this boat. There's railing along one side, a raised platform. It's completely pitch black, as mentioned before. You can feel the hair stand up on the back of your neck as something doesn't feel right here. Slowly making your way into the room. The silence still holds. And that's when the singing starts. Ring around the rosy. Everybody make a composure and intelligence check.
Rage dice in this?
Yes.
I was scared for a second you were going to say composure plus resolve. I was really worried, but this could be worse. I got 2 successes.
I got 4.
I also got 2.
I got 6.
Okay.
I got 4 with a crit.
Okay.
Ladies' night.
Well, fellas, your vision starts to swim and blur as dementation takes hold. The sounds of the engines kicking on start to deafen you as it's a loud, thudding, pounding noise starts entering your heads. The engine's just too loud for you to handle. Both of you got 2 successes.
Yep.
How much willpower do you both have left?
Are we talking like until
Unspent.
full aggravated?
Yes.
I have 2 unspent, and it would be 5 in total for me to get to full, like, maxed out.
Okay. And Ray.
I have 1 unspent, and that would be 6 total till I'm fully aggroed out.
Raymond and Deadbeat both fall into a fetal position. You are both maxed out on aggravated willpower damage, and you are both cowed completely. As you take 8 superficial willpower damage, double critical, plus 3 successes. The sounds of the pounding engines and flashing lights are terrifying. The three of you left standing see the two companions in front of you let out a scream before dropping down to their knees and dropping to the floor. Oh, they didn't want to play with me.
I'm looking for the source of the sound.
Roll
Of
me
the
a
voice.
wisdom awareness.
I am also looking around.
I have a request. Could me and Ray both be like cuddling together?
Yeah.
imagine we're both like terrified, just
Absolutely.
not even thinking.
Absolutely, you can hold each other.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I agree. I'll agree with this.
I got 7 successes with a crit.
Okay.
Damn, dog. I only got 5 successes.
And
One of my
Rory?
better pools.
Okay, with the 7 successes with a crit, you can see on top of the large engine stations along the wall, almost like tiptoeing across the top in a long flowing skirt on pointed toes, a woman walking along the top of the engines, which are still off and quiet. She just walks with her arms out, almost like dancing, pirouetting across the top of the engines. Her hair is done up in pigtails off to both sides. Her face has dried, matted blood stuck to her cheeks and her chin. And she even cartwheels across a couple of the engines.
How high up is she?
About 9 feet up in the air.
I'm going to quietly whisper to Rory and Juniper on top of the engines. And then I am furious seeing what I consider our two strongest on the ground. Our two, and pathetically clinging to each other in something that we will probably make fun of them for later. So I am going to switch to, I'm gonna go to my Glabro form. Actually, no. Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Glabro form.
Okay.
As Delphine says where this leech is and starts changing, I whisper, you need to get them out of here. I don't know what's going on, but they're just going to get in the way. If you can get them out, I can handle this.
You should have speak up, Juniper. It's really hard to hear you.
I'm speaking quietly, but I'm also speaking quietly IRL. Sorry. What I was trying to say is, as Delphine is changing, after she tells us where this leech is, I will whisper to them, you need to get them both out of here. I don't know what happened, but they're just going to get in the way. If you can get them out, I can take care of this. Rory
can get them out. We need to swarm her. There's only 3 of us.
Don't take my dessert away from me. That comes after the main course. Roll another intelligence and composure.
Rory got a 5.
I got a 3.
I got a 3.
3 successes will do it. You're still okay.
Can Rory see her now that Delphine pointed her out?
Roll me another wits and awareness.
Oh, yeah, that's
She
a
moved.
great question. Should I also roll?
Yeah.
Okay.
3 successes.
One success or a brutal outcome.
4
Oh, you can
successes.
still see her. You're keeping eyes on
Oh,
her.
okay.
So I'm just giving the option for
Gotcha.
the other 2 to find her.
Yeah, 4 successes with a crit.
Okay. And what'd you get there, Rory?
3.
Okay. Juniper, you can see her now. Rory, you still cannot.
Point her out to me. I'll take the shot, and then we'll get them out of here.
Every time she talks, it's doing something.
I point out where she is. We're only gonna get 1 shot to take them out. Let's go.
Rory, you can try and take a shot. It is going to be a difficult shot as you don't have really good eyes on her. She is using Obfuscate to blur her location. So it is a rough shot, but with their guidance, I will lower the difficulty slightly. But this is going to be a difficult shot. If you are able to successfully hit, I will drop the Obfuscate.
And I get my specialty?
You do get the specialty, yes. So
Okay.
this will be a composure and firearms.
Okay.
Because you're aiming, you're not running gunning.
While she's aiming, I would like to tear another one of my sleeves and stuff my ears with the fabric.
Okay.
I'm just taking a picture for proof, but I got a double crit.
Okay.
One of those crits is on my rage dice.
Okay. That doesn't
So that
affect
is-
anything in Werewolf, so don't worry about that.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 successes with a double crit.
Okay. As the bolt goes flying off into the engine room, it sails upwards above the engines. And Juniper and Delphine, you watch as it strikes the young woman in the shoulder, sending her toppling off the top of the engines and dropping down to the floor. Ow! That wasn't nice!
I'm launching myself at her. I'm charging. No time. I am charging at her.
Okay. We begin combat. Everybody declare your intentions.
I'm attacking.
Okay.
Just
Give me
straight
the
up,
Strength
just-
and brawl. Juniper, what's your intention?
Well, fucking seeing Delphine just fucking go at it and just fuck the entire plan as this is usually going so far. I will fucking I guess I will also change back into Glabral form and follow after to strike.
Okay. Give me a strength and brawl. Or you're changing form, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I did pass the rage check for the Glabral form.
Okay. So you do change, but you're going to be at a -2 penalty to attack unless you have rapid shift. But you can make
I
an
do not
attack
have
this
rapid
round too.
shift.
So you'll have a -2
Okay.
to your attack.
Okay, that's fine. I will be attacking with the machete specifically.
Okay, so
in
that'll
my
be strength and melee. Or dex and melee if you want to do one-handed, but you can do strength and melee if you want to do two.
I will drop the pipe in my charge and do a two-handed attack for the strike.
Okay.
And then could I also add my raging strike?
I would say
Or-
because you're doing a shift, not a gift as well. Because you're shifting
Yep.
and attacking, a gift would be one too many things on top of all that.
Yeah, yep, that's why I was asking. I just wanted to make sure. I thought it would be, but figured I'd ask.
And Rory, what is your intention?
As they're jumping in to attack, Rory's gonna put herself between the boys and this leech and start loading up one of the other bolts and preparing to take another shot if necessary.
And Delphine, you shifted, right?
I had shifted prior to this. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to. There we go.
Perfect. All right. So Delphine, what'd you get?
I got 4 successes.
Okay. And Juniper.
I also got 4 successes.
Okay. And Rory, you're just standing in defensive between the boys and...
Yeah, defensive, loading another bolt in case she gets up, and the other two's attack doesn't do anything.
Okay. Okay. Not being as physically prowessed as the two you fought before, relying mostly on her mental talents, this young woman tries to get to her feet as the two Guru come charging in, and she is not nearly as nimble and able to defend. So, as Delphine arrives first, she lands several blows to the young woman, who lets out squeaks of alarm and pain, and then Juniper follows up with a slash at the machete, which digs in deep into her side. She is definitely on the defensive, and she is hurting very badly, but she is still alive, or as alive as leeches can be. Declare your next intentions.
I'm going to try to grapple her so that Juniper can have a better shot at her, because I know that Juniper's stronger.
Okay. Give me another strength and brawl. And Juniper gave me another strength and melee. Depending on the strength and brawl successes from Delphine, you may be extra powerful in your melee.
Can I say it?
Yeah.
Okay. It's gonna be 7 with a brutal outcome.
Okay, and what'd you get there, Juniper?
I got 5 successes with a crit.
Okay. So, as Delphine ties up the young woman's arms, pulling her to her feet, she shoves her out in front of Juniper, her eyes looking up wild and furious as Juniper brings up the machete and swings it down in an arc, chopping motion, swinging it, striking it cleanly across the neck and severing the head from the shoulders, sending it spiraling off in a twisting motion across the floor, decapitating and beheading the young woman, dropping her to the ground, dead. As this happens, the pounding noise of the engines in Deadbeat and Ray's mines quiets. The flashing lights fade. Both of you can recover 2 points of superficial willpower damage. You are both still impaired with willpower, which means that your social scores are still at a -1, but you can still be in this. You can still participate. But you are still hurt very badly from the encounter. But you are able to regain consciousness and awareness.
So, because maxed out on ag, because of the supervisual carryover and everything.
Right. So
we can
2 of those
reduce the 2
aggravated
ags.
become superficial.
Okay, just wanted to double check.
Yes.
Like Dun's kind of like screaming and being terrified for a second, kind of everything coming to, like realizing I'm holding Ray, just kind of like both holding each other. I sit there for an extra second, just kind of like, what the fuck just happened? Like still recovering from just that mental flashbang that I just got hit with. Just and kind of eventually just push Ray away, like, wow, what the fuck just happened? What?
Oh, what was that? The mental crap that Charles was talking about?
Did y'all hear the engine? Did y'all hear that?
That was the most deafening noise I have heard, and I've been near artillery strikes. That was a lot.
Delphine will pull the fabric out of her ears. That was all in your head.
It was nothing but silent on our end.
Can Rory go retrieve that bolt that hit her in the shoulder?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rory's just gonna go over and silently pull it out. Look at the 2 boys and be like, glad to see you 2 got along for a moment, and start making her way out of the room.
As you consider the young woman that you encountered, she looked like she could have been a teenager.
Delphine will look. Sorry, go.
I was just saying this is fucked.
Did
There
he
was
kinda
something wrong with this one.
I'll just kind of look over for a second. Just is that the vampire? This chick? This doesn't even look like she's an adult. What the fuck?
As they're collecting themselves, do I still see Charles and Stakes?
Yeah. They're up
Where
like at the doorway.
I'm going to make it look like I'm just walking over to stand guard while they recover, and standing near them, I'm just going to quietly whisper to them. If I say we get it, can we be extracted, or do we have to kill the other 2 still?
Charles just looks at you.
Deadbeat Ray, are you okay?
Yeah, I mean, I have a pounding headache, but I should be okay. I'm a little tired, but I think we can muscle through.
Man, I just want to go fucking home, man. This sucks. I fucking hate this.
Delphine, looking at Stakes, you can tell she is not enjoying this at all. She looks very distressed by this entire exercise, but she is holding back.
Deadbeat, do you still have the walkie?
I like kind of pat myself down a little bit, make sure I didn't lose it, but I kind of grab my pocket, kind of pull it out. What you take it, just kind of slide it over towards Delphine, just not wanting to be around it, kind of keep it to myself for a second here.
I'm holding it, but I don't press down on it. As I say, Charles, we get it.
You watch him lift up the walkie-talkie. 2 left.
Let's just get this over with.
Agreed. There's 2
We're
more
almost
left.
done.
Finish line's right there. We need to complete the mission. I agree, Delphine. We get it. We were not prepared. We did not understand. At least I didn't. So the point has been proven, but we still have to do this. We still got to finish the job.
You better
Walking-
apologize.
Oh, go ahead.
She's just quietly to Charles through gritted teeth, looking him right in the eye and then looking at Stakes back at him. You better apologize to her.
He just stares and steps out of the way of the door.
I'll get up a little bit slowly from just the mental exhaustion of what just happened. Wipe whatever tears I had from that experience off my face. Okay. 2 more on the deck. I don't know if you guys made a lot of noise in that encounter, but hopefully they're still there and they weren't alerted.
We didn't make any noise. Like I said, it was all in your head.
Okay. Same.
As
Debbie?
I'll sit there for a second, as like I'm not moving for a moment, kind of just still sitting there collecting myself, where I just kind of pound my fist onto the floor, letting out a bang, and just kind of standing up quickly. I just shake my head. Let's just get this fucking shit done, and I can go fucking home, and then we can go to fucking bed, and I don't have to deal with it anymore. I'm going. I'm just gonna start walking out of the room in just a hurried fashion.
Hold on, Deadbeat. You're too injured to just be walking out about. We've made
I'm
a lot of
fine.
noise so far. That first fight, there's a lot of shit happening. So, why don't I take point on this one? You guys can stay behind with Rory.
I appreciate it, but I'm fine physically. I don't feel like I took any actual damage from what just happened. I can still take point.
Right,
Good leader.
respectively, you're a bit fucked up right now, and the alpha doesn't always run in front of the pack.
Good leader
So-
knows when to fall back. Juniper's the least injured out of all of us.
And it looks like you two took a really big mental blow. Who's to say one of them up there doesn't have those abilities as well?
At least let me take second or third so I can at least see better.
You can take third. Delphine and I will take second and first.
I'm good at seeing. I'm good at keeping an eye out on things too.
I'll shake my head, but I'll kind of just stand there as I'll just kind of quietly mutter like to myself, and anyone kind of nearby or listening, just I'm not a fucking bitch. I'm just gonna sit there.
No one
What was
said
that?
you fucking were.
What the fuck? What was that about, Deadbeat? Nobody said that. This is like a serious moment, dude. What the fuck was that?
I'm not a bitch. Okay, I can handle this. I can go in there and I can kill whatever the fuck's going on and then get out of here. Okay, I'm fine. I didn't ask for your help or your.
Then what
fucking
was that
sympathy.
fucking display just now?
Enough. We only have 2 more left. The more time we stay here arguing, the more time they have to prepare. We know how we're going to position ourselves. We know where to go. Let's just go.
Prove it to
Ignore
us. Prove it to us by killing the ones up top.
To the reaction, I'll bow my head and keep quiet for once, as I'm just gonna just take some deep breaths and just take position.
Juniper, on you.
All right, let's head out.
Moving back out into the corridor and up the stairs, you reach the deck. Finally, out into the open air, the stars and moon up above. You can feel the breeze of the Gulf, the waves crashing against the boat. It's a long walk down the deck. You see some shop lights that actually have power, shining a pool of light over a sheet. The sheet is laid over two huddled masses underneath the sheet. The masses seem to be shifting slightly under the sheet. It looks like two figures. Two figures seated in chairs. As you move towards the figures, from the other side, Charles appears. He walks up to the sheet and pulls it back, revealing the two figures sitting in the chairs. One of them is Stakes, and the other is Aspen. These are the two final leeches. They're tied to the chairs, and they look at you with pleading eyes. Stakes says he's lying. You have to stop him. Aspen says, this is an attempt for power. This is a coup. You can't believe this. Take him out. Set us free.
I want to look around. Do I see Stakes in the Umbra?
No.
Is this like
Oh,
a
boy,
double
buddy.
test thing? Like, what the fuck's going on here? This.
Should I do a composure and resolve to maintain what little fucking ounce of self-discipline I have to not just outright attack Charles in this moment?
That's up to you.
I am white hot fucking fury.
You can decide based off of what you've learned and what you've been taught whether she would fall for it. You can also roll a wits and insight, and if you fail, then decide.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
I'll also roll one.
I also would like to roll wits and insight.
Okay.
Rory is gonna level her crossbow pointed at Aspen and just wait for the word.
I got one success.
I got 2.
5 successes with a crit. Jesus Christ.
I got 6 with a crit.
Okay. Rory, are you gonna roll, or are you just doing what you're told?
She's just waiting until someone tells her to shoot.
Juniper and Raymond, you know that these are imposters. That the Aspen and Stakes are imposters. And that Charles is telling the truth. Deadbeat and Delphine, you're not sure.
I furrow my brow and look uncertainly at Ray and don't know what to do in this moment.
I fucking white knuckle the machete in my hands, but I look over at the group and I see the look of realization on Ray's face, but I see the uncertainty on the others. For once, Charles is not bullshitting us.
I have never bullshitted you, whether you want to believe it or not.
I don't even look back at him. When he said that some of our own might be turned when something happened, and that we would have to take out our own. This is what he's trying to show us. But those two are not stakes in Aspen. They don't even smell like stakes in Aspen. Look closer. You'll see what I mean.
Remember, Deadbeat asked the question, would it be possible for Geru like us to ever become leeches? Charles said no. Delphine, you talked to those spirits, and we know that there are 2 worm taint on the deck. I was considered one because I ate the blood. Unless Charles forced them to drink worm-tainted blood and contaminate people of his sept with the worm to prove a point, there's no reason to think that this is Aspen or stakes. These have to be leeches. Unless Charles is that much of a narcissist to prove a point to us.
Well, I mean, I see what you're saying, Ray, but I don't know if that's like enough of a argument. I mean, Charles goes to weird lengths to prove lessons, so.
But I don't think he would ever go to the lengths that great to endanger not only his sept leader and possibly have her die, as well as an elder of a reinforcements that they desperately need, and have her die. I agree. You noticed it via the smell. You noticed it via the way that they reacted. But logically speaking, no, there's no way these are actually Aspen or stakes.
Yeah. I don't know, that little first part was like a piss poor argument, that's all I'm saying.
So while like normally Deadbeat is seemed to be pretty prone or happy for violence or pretty eager for it, for once it seemed there's like a lot of hesitation, discomfort in his face as I'm like kind of staring at them. Not necessarily seem too concerned with Aspen, though still uncomfortable by it, mostly looking at stakes and kind of just a lot of hesitation. They just, I mean, but what if you're willing to risk potentially killing stakes because of your idea of your hunch because you trust Charles?
I don't trust Charles at all, but I trust my own senses, yes.
But
those two are imposters.
You sure if Charles can do something though to I don't know, make your senses seem not right? If they have powers like us, then who's to say Charles doesn't have powers like that one chick had? I just kind of look like I look unsure, like not even fully convinced by my own argument, but just really uncertain by what's going on, just really uncomfortable.
Rory's gonna think back to the previous conversation she had with Jester, and while they're all discussing, she's gonna pull the trigger.
Okay, roll me a composure and firearms.
Would it be possible for me to kind of jump in and try
Nope.
and at least interrupt? Okay, fair enough.
That is 4 successes.
As the bolt strikes home, you had it aimed at Aspen.
Correct.
The bolt strikes home in the chest. It's not good enough to strike the heart by any means, but it definitely hits the chest. The chair rocks back and forward again, and she lets out a scream as it hits. And as she does so, she lumps forward, and the mask drops, revealing a withered, gnarled, disgusting-looking face. Stakes lurches to her feet, breaking the chair from behind her and moving forward to attack. Her mask also dropping, revealing a gnarled, withered face. Yes, Juniper.
I just wanted to state my intention of going fully to meet that one, the one
Okay.
that was masked as Stakes in combat.
Go for it.
I am going to use the machete that I
Give
have.
me a strength and melee.
As she goes at the one that was impersonating Stakes, I want to charge at the one that was impersonating Aspen, and as I'm going, switch to Glabro, and then I want to, if she's still tied down, not trying to break out, I want to just try to pull the head off, basically,
Okay.
since she's tied down.
Give me the one rage check to change. And it'll be a negative 2 dice penalty to the attack. Juniper, what'd you get?
I only got 2 successes.
Okay.
Do me and Delphine get an action?
I would say yes, but you're going to get a negative 2 dice penalty because you were caught off guard by the attack, since you were both debating and not interested in attacking, but I will let you take actions, yes.
I got 6 with a brutal outcome.
Okay. Yes, since she is tied down, since she has been shot, you are able to run up and quickly grab and remove the head of the Aspen clone, popping the head off like the top of a soda pop. Unfortunately for you, Juniper, as you try to swing your machete at the Stakes clone, she grabs your arms and almost like judo throws you, smashing you down on the concrete at the deck, doing 5 points of superficial damage, halved, so down to 3, as she smashes you down on the concrete, almost cracking some of the concrete at the deck as your back goes down against it. Deadbeat and Delphine, your actions.
As I'm kind of just standing there processing everything that's happening, kind of seeing these mass drops into hideous creatures, kind of just standing there like slack-armed, just kind of shocked for a moment before my face kind of contorts into anger as my body starts shifting, and I'm just going to straight up shift into Krynos.
Okay.
Because I am completely done with everything right now, and I'm just going to try and murder these things as fast as I can, because I'm just really done with this. I succeeded on both rage check, and I'm just gonna go over to the one that's Juniper is fighting, and I'm just gonna try and bite it in half, or just bite its head off. Let's see.
Well, now you're going to be another 2 dice down, so you're 4 dice down because you're shifting as well. So that's 4 dice.
But I would get a 4 dice. I get a 4 dice bonus because of
right.
Rhino,
So
we just cancel it out.
Yep.
I'm going to put myself between Juniper and Fake Stakes and just punch the Fake Stakes.
Yeah.
got 8 with a brutal.
Okay.
I got 3.
As the last leech is dispatched, the 2 bodies decaying on the deck of the ship, Charles watches on. A few moments later, a wolf emerges from the umbra, loping up by his side and then quickly moving to join the rest of you as real Stakes comes to check on her pups. She moves up to sniff and lick the hands of those who've been wounded, especially checking on Ray and Deadbeat, knowing that they took a lot of mental trauma, nuzzling their hands. Charles stares long at Juniper. You passed. I hope you learned something from this. This is what you're up against. This is what Tampa is like. This was a controlled environment. Out there, there's no guidance. There's no walls or barriers. There are people, innocents. There are police. There are those that hunt our kind if they find out about us. And there are leeches even more powerful than those you fought here today. We weren't going to let you die, no matter what happened. But the risks were very real. You have to learn to trust this set. You have to. And he stares at Juniper again. Because if you can't, then you should leave. You have 3 choices in front of you. Join us, fight us, or leave. I'd recommend 2 of the 3, because if it's fight us, I will put you down. There's a boat waiting down below. That's your ride home. Go to work, all of you. Training resumes in 3 days. Delphine, you may meet with Eliza. And with that, he steps into the Umbra.
She'll walk over to where he just stepped through and just say, "We need to talk before training."
I'll say he pauses before he does. Very well. You have a moment before our story comes to a close to say anything you wish to say.
Delphine will switch back into her Hamid form. And she'll look at everyone. I'm staying.
I stay in Glabro form for a while to start healing my very bruised and possibly broken ribs as I just stay sitting on the deck. Well, I know that Stakes is staying, so I'll be here too. Fucker.
Stakes comes over and nuzzles Juniper's hand and kind of sniffs at the bruised back a little bit.
I plan on staying as well. We did good today. We were a little uncoordinated. We had some slight issues, but we fought well. Obviously, we have some sort of cohesion. So, we may bicker, we may gripe, we may insult each other, we may get angry, but I think we should all stay. I think we can learn a lot more, and we can get the experience we need that we weren't getting up in hell.
All right. Rory is just kind of now looking at her empty hand and like flexing it. If there's any like blood and sinew on it, she's just kind of like reflecting on that. And she's gonna remain quiet as she just kind of like looks at her hand with like a little bit of that horror, a little bit of rage, and just remain quiet for the rest of the night.
And I kind of like I imagine I linger in Krynos for a moment as I kind of just finish tearing this creature apart. I just didn't like kind of hunched over it for a moment before kind of when Charles leaves. I just grab one of the chairs and just huck it as far as I can off the boat, like with a howl, or shifting back into my exposed Hamid form as I'm just breathing heavy. Just I'll fucking stay. I don't have anywhere else to go anyways. And it just look down, just breathing heavy, just kind of not being near anyone, kind of keeping my distance for anyone, even Stakes, kind of recoiling away a little bit when she comes to sniff me.
Delphine is gonna go over to Deadbeat and cautiously walk over to him, but eventually, like if she can get close enough, she will just put a hand on his shoulder and just, you're okay.
I tolerate the hand on my shoulder as I just kind of look down. I don't respond. I'm just his whole shoulders kind of slouched. Just the weight of everything that's happened, kind of almost shrinking Deadbeat down a little bit.
You did good, Deadbeat.
The first time a pack stares death in the face can be a real wake-up call. But is it the wake-up call this pack needs? Or is it just another setback? This is where our story comes to a close, but not without one last scene. This scene takes place in a housing development complex over in Largo, across the bridge. A gardening plot had been dug up by a certain lupus born, seeds having been removed. But we see a black SUV pull up and the door open. We see a blonde-haired woman in a miniskirt and a blazer step out. She looks around the area, looks down at the planters and frowns. She walks up to the dirt and digs her hands inside of it. And after digging for a few moments, revealing that there's nothing within, frowns again. Oh, well, this just won't do. Suppose we'll just have to go closer to home. Maybe it's time to pay my boyfriend a visit again. And this is where tonight's episode comes to a close. Thank you so much to these amazing players and to everyone watching at home. Hellhounds will be back next week on Friday at 7 p.m. So join us then. Thank you so much for watching. Check out Rage Across Tampa on Twitch at 10 p.m. on Tuesdays. The action's heating up here on Werewolf the Apocalypse streams here on St. Pete by Night. So stay tuned. We love having you. And come join our community by following that Discord link in the description. 200 plus members for you to hang out with. So why not come on by and join us? And if social media still exists, who knows? I mean, it's Friday today, but tomorrow there might not be a TikTok. But if there is, why not go follow us there? But there's also plenty of other places you could follow us too, like Blue Sky and Instagram and all those places. So, follow us on all those social medias you see listed down below. We'd love to see you. But for these amazing players, I'm Kent. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and we'll see you next time. Have a lovely evening, everyone.